I'm Carlos, your host. I'll try not to get too drunk this time. And today, my guest is the very special Kara Coughlin. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
And, of course, everybody's favorite, Mike, what's up?
Hello. I'm back. Here we go. Let's do this.
I know people wonder why you're not here when you're not here.
Yeah.
Well, it's because
I can't be cool like you all the time.
Be here every day.
Yeah. Right? I'm not living the dream like you. Surrounded by guns and...
I don't know if it's that great of a dream, but...
It's my dream.
So, Kara, introduce yourself a little. Tell us a little bit about yourself for the people that don't know who you are.
I know nobody knows who I am.
I'm surprised.
I am Kara Coughlin, and I am, I don't know who I am sometimes, really. It depends on the day.
I can relate.
Right. Lived in Oregon, now in Roseburg since 2003. And I would say that I met Carlos through, he is a great supporter of a group that I have volunteered for the last 5 years, the Fallen Outdoors. And I came into Umpqua survival for quite some time, so seeing you here and there. And Johnny and Sam went to school with my oldest son. So
I was going to say, I think that's how I actually met you
kind of matched through there. But yeah, then harassed you for some support, and didn't have to harass you very, very hard. You were willing to support very, very willingly. So appreciate that. And we've just got to talking and going through there. But I am originally from California. I know nobody wants to hear that, but yes, I was born and raised in California.
Like almost every one of our cats.
I know, right? Born and raised from California.
One of the good ones. One of the good ones.
I'm not from that California.
The other part.
Like, we're not from that Oregon. So graduated high school, went into the Army, and got out of the Army and was a stay-at-home mom for a while. Then I was a ultrasonographer for quite some time.
Ooh, that's a fancy word.
I know, right? Sounds fancy. And I rub people's bellies and other parts with gel.
Hey.
I know, right?
If I was to hear that and didn't know what it was,
right?
I would think that
you'd be like,
drew maps.
What is that?
Stenographer.
Yeah, jelly, warm or cold, depending on my mood and depending on how nice you were.
And the person, yeah.
And what part it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
what do you do for a living? I lube you up.
I
lube you up.
I lube people and rub electronics on them.
Yes. Some
That
days
could
were
be
interesting. Yes.
I think I'm going to change my dream.
And then I work at the VA, and I know I probably shouldn't say that either, but I do. I work at the VA, and I do love my job there. And
I think a good chunk of our people that listen to this, all 6 of them, are actually veterans.
Right. So
they probably appreciate it.
Right. I am a patient advocate at the VA. So I do work at the VA. I am proud of that. And so I do work there, and I have been there. I've worked at the VA since 2014. I've been a patient advocate at the VA since 2018.
Nice.
So been there for a while, and I love what I do. Other than that, I have 3 kids. I have a fabulous husband who's a little jealous because he's working down the road at work, real work.
We just drove here, and I did not see him working.
I didn't see him.
They were taking a break.
He works for the state.
They were out here at 6:15 this morning.
I know.
Drinking coffee.
Right.
Maybe that was so they get off early on Friday.
Yeah. Well, they get off at 3, so I don't know where they are, but yeah. So I'm surprised
they're still out there.
He's taking a break. Break time.
He was jealous that I got to come hang out with you today, and he didn't.
I would have loved to have you.
I know. Although I did tell him he needed to be on standby for a designated driver because I was hanging out with you, and he laughed this morning because he said, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm hydrating. I'm getting ready to go hang out with Carlos, so I'm hydrating."
Damn it, you're lucky. What the deuce?
Yeah, so I have, but I do have 3 grown children. I actually have a granddaughter who's 18 months and a grandson on the way in February.
Awesome. So congratulations.
Awesome. Thanks. Yeah, super excited. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really that interesting, but
you know what I've learned doing this?
Yeah.
everybody's interesting.
I
Yeah.
know. A
You
little
take
bit,
time
right?
to sit down
Yeah.
and listen to people's stories.
Yeah.
Everybody's got stuff in their past
That
and
is
it's crazy.
worth
to me.
telling
And if you feed
and
me
worth
enough to
listening.
drink, I'll probably tell you most of it.
That's great.
Yeah, we'll find out stuff.
And I'm a
that-
lightweight, so it doesn't matter.
I've had guests on the show who like the comments when I look at the comments from people sharing them and stuff. Some of the comments, like I had my I don't know what you call it. It's my son-in-law's parents.
Mm-hmm.
I had his dad on,
Right?
and one of the comments was from his brother that said he learned more and listening to him for 2 hours than he knew about him his whole life.
I grew up with the guy too. Yeah, that's
Which I think is
amazing.
cool. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
hanging out with people. I mean, you get to actually get into people's lives and hear
Right.
a little bit about them. And
What they're passionate
I've learned
about.
that everybody's got stuff that they're passionate about or good stories. I mean, everybody lives a life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And a lot of people, I think, trivialize it, but everybody
Mhm.
has fun. Everybody does some
Yeah.
different stuff. So, in my deep dive into your past, one thing that stood out for sure is that you are a big time family. You are all about your kids and being a grandma now, and
I am.
yeah, you are. And boy, you and Bill are. You guys are tight.
We are tight.
Yeah.
We are tight.
I love Bill. He's freaking awesome.
I do
He's
too.
a little creepy.
He's
with
all
long
right.
hair, though.
Long
Yeah,
hair.
right?
Is that
He actually, when he had long hair, like
The
long
samurai
hair,
thing going on.
yeah, he looked like Jesus. Like when he had his goatee and stuff. I have a picture of him holding Emily, our daughter, at, I don't know, we were at some aquarium, I think in Denver when we lived in Colorado for a while. And he's holding her, and it's like a reflection in the, like the, I don't know, the otter thing or something.
Yes, it's got all
And he looks like Jesus is looking
Is there
back at him.
a-
Yeah, right? You're just like,
a
"Ooh,
glow of
Jesus." Yeah.
light coming
And
out of the
he's like a
background.
cross between Jesus and Keanu Reeves at that point.
Yeah.
Like it's a weird,
He's
it's a
ready to
weird
Point
cross.
Break.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Don't mess with my
A lot of
dog.
people are like, "Oh, Keanu Reeves," and I'm like, "Yeah, it's kind of like a Keanu Reeves Jesus thing. I don't know. It's a weird kink, but it works. I don't know."
That's funny.
Sweet.
Yeah, so he's jealous he couldn't be on today.
He
huh?
is. He's just. Well, I don't even know if it's on. He just likes to hang out with you. I don't know. He's kind of got a man crush. I think. I'm not sure.
Would have been awesome.
Definitely.
You said you grew up in California.
I did.
Tell us a little bit about that. I mean, what did you love? What did you do? What were you like? And what's something your kids probably don't know?
Oh gosh, I'm kind of an open book, but
There's something.
they know. I know, right? So I grew up. I am the middle daughter. Believe it or not, I'm very much a middle daughter of three girls. Of course, middle daughter. But and my father, fire chief, grew up. Like I said, my dad was actually born in Eugene, Oregon. Family had a farm in Dexter, Oregon. So his dad from Oregon, my grandpa actually logged in Roseburg, Oregon for a long time. I didn't know that my grandparents lived in Roseburg, Oregon until I moved to Roseburg, Oregon. It
That's
was the weirdest
amazing.
thing.
They're
Yeah.
like, hey, we used to live there.
Yeah, we used to
By
live
the
there.
way.
Yeah. So
That's cool.
yeah, my grandpa was a World War II Navy veteran. Just cantankerous fisherman. Worked for the power company. Yeah, he's a character in and of himself. I could probably talk for hours just on my grandpa.
That's freaking awesome.
Yeah, he's a really cool dude. Got the Silver Veil Award for saving lives of people off the coast of Highway 1, working things. Really, really interesting guy. Called him Magoo.
Magoo?
Yeah, people either loved him or hated him. Depended.
Sweet.
One of those guys that really great guy, but spent a lot of times fighting and stuff. But
Had his own personality, huh?
yeah, oh yeah. But my dad, they moved to California when my dad was 3. My dad was also a middle child, had an older sister, younger brother. My mother was also from Atascadero, California. So the central coast of California. We don't claim Northern California or Southern California. If you're from central coast of California, you know that you don't claim either one, and you don't claim like Central California either. It's the weirdest thing. You know, like kind of like
coast is mostly wine country, right?
Yeah, kind of like Roseburg. You don't really claim Southern Oregon or Northern Oregon.
No, we're our own.
We're Umpqua Valley. We're what we are.
Well, we're technically in the middle,
right? So the central coast of California is its own place.
Yeah.
People try to put it in a place, but it's not. So there are actually a lot of people from the central coast of California that live in Douglas County.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
Sure.
Yep. So, my mom is also from, was born and raised in Atascadero as well, from a more poor family, but, so from the time it was founded. So they were there. My dad's a little bit older than my mom, but kind of, high school sweethearts-ish. And, so, but I'm the middle child, not like either one of my sisters at all.
Totally different, huh? Mm-hmm. That's just the way it works.
Yeah. I was...
Are you just like social media, they have always got those videos about the middle child?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That middle child doesn't give a shit. Does that describe you?
Yes, I'm a lot like my father. I'm a type A personality. I was very active in school. I was leadership, sports, FFA, debating, all the things. Yeah, I can argue with the best of them. I talk back.
That's so weird. I noticed when we were talking at lunch, you are so much of your stuff is like the same as me growing up. Like my grandpa's World War II vet. He's from the Army though. Mm-hmm. He's from here though.
Yeah.
In fact, when I was talking to him, he said his first pair of real shoes was combat boots when he joined the Army.
Oh wow.
Other than that, he had only ever had moccasins.
Wow.
And he grew up the Little River, and they came to town once a month for supplies and, that whole thing. And then he got out of the military and he knew how to run heavy equipment because he drove a tank. So he started logging. He became a cat skinner and
it's amazing.
And yeah. And that's all he did his whole life. I mean, and then,
wow.
But yeah, so that, and then now you're talking about this kind of stuff and it's just weird.
I was, my dad was firefighter.
Uh-huh.
From the time he was 17, 18, started working for Santa Barbara County Fire Department. And then he went to Tascadero City Fire Department, worked his way up to, chief by the time he retired. By the time from when I was little, my dad was motorcycle, hot rods, boats. My dad...
Anything with an engine.
Yep.
Engine.
Horsepower.
And he said surfing was huge.
Surfing, yeah. My dad had, from the time he was little...
My dad was not a surfer, dude.
My dad has a 47 Ford Woody still.
Nice.
He had one when he was in high school.
I saw a picture on your Facebook.
Yeah, I show
So that's real.
I show off my dad's Woody.
That's awesome.
I show off my dad's Woody a lot. Yeah, he's still got his Woody and very proud of it. And we've always been around hot rods. Like before we got our license, we all drove when we were, got our permit at 15, drove when we were 16. You had to know how to change your oil, you had to do all the things. But we also were in, I'd love to be in the garage with my dad. Like I was, speed wrench is my favorite tool ever, like for everything. We were in like building motors. My dad does a ton of stuff. He used to wrench for a lot of the World of Outlaw guys. He's build motors for guys that drag race.
Race car stuff,
yeah. He had for a while.
It's amazing.
Nostalgia Nitro Funny Cars.
That's cool.
He's done a lot of things. You
still turn wrenches?
I try not to, but occasionally, yes. If I have to. I'm one that I can do a lot. but that's what I got married for. I didn't get married.
So
to
you
do
see,
that
you can't.
Oh, poor Bill.
I like to occasionally, like when I'm in the mood for it, right? But
nobody's ever in the mood to work on.
I know.
You're like, hey, you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
Give me that.
I remember,
you can't fool me.
Yeah, one time I was coming home from Yoncalla. I think Billy, our oldest, was like 11 or 12. And I was driving him and one of his buddies home from a basketball tournament on the weekend. And we were coming home and we were like coming from Yoncalla. We just like came over. I saw that rest stop over there and I got a flat tire on my car a little bit before that. So I kind of limped it into the rest area there and was changing my tire. Right. And Billy's buddy was just like in awe because Billy's mom is changing the tire.
You're a female. You can't do that.
Like 5 guys walk by, didn't even offer to help, right? Yeah. Like nobody even, and I don't blame them. Nowadays, poor female, and then someone comes out and jumps you. Like I get it, but nobody offered to help, right? But I remember his son or his buddy just being like, "What is your mom doing?" And Billy's just like, "She's changing the tire." I'm like, "I'm fucking NASCAR, dude. Like, I can change this tire." Like, I'm up there, like, jumping on the jack.
Like, all right, time it.
Yeah, I'm like, come on, man. I'm,
pit stop.
Yeah, I'm like, pit stop. I'm good. Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, we're on it. Like, we're in the pits. We're doing this shit. And yeah, he was just so surprised that I changed the tire. He's like, "Well, don't you just call somebody?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, and it'll take like 5 hours to get here. Just change the tire."
Yeah.
And yeah, so and now it's like everybody just calls, and goes. But I'm like, no, that's not how I was raised. I just get out and change the tire. We just do it,
Yeah,
that's character.
I think it was last year we tried to do a class that I had my buddy over at Roseburg Towing was going to put the class on to teach kids the basics, how to change a tire, how to check your oil, all that stuff. Yeah. I thought it was going to be great. We didn't have a single person sign up for that class. And he had spent money on some prizes to give away and everything. And I was blown away.
We just call AAA now.
Yeah, and I guess
Bill has taught probably about 7 or 8 of especially like Emily's friends, like how to do it. Like, get in here, let's show you how to do it, because Emily's probably been in the garage more than like the boys have even with Bill. She loves being out in the garage. Just like you were. Oh yeah, she is. She's a total grease monkey.
Heck yeah.
And that's how I was with my dad. I loved being out there. I think
that's cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, yes, you call for help a lot now. I mean, that's
convenience.
But there's places where you don't have a signal. Yeah. And there's places where it's going to be hours before anybody.
I know. It seems like a long time ago. I graduated in 91. We actually had a class dedicated to that.
Auto shop. Right?
For
doing it.
They don't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, and it saves you money too, because the number of times someone wants to screw you over. Too.
Yeah. Predatory.
Like, no.
We didn't have a class for it. We were just broke ass kids.
Yeah.
Who, like I think I've said before.
Oh, we're rednecks too.
We used to run our tires till they were till they blew up, basically.
Yeah.
And then you went down
Tire warehouse
here from the shop to use Tire Warehouse.
Pick one out.
You dug through the pile of tires in the middle of the night until you find some that fit. And then the next day you brought them back for $5. They'd freaking mountain balance them. And we called them Mexican racing slicks because you ran them until they
popped.
Till the threads were showing again.
The Maypops.
And then you do it again. And we had it down. I mean, we could change a tire in like 3 minutes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Jack.
Last time I had to change a flat tire was one of the tires blew up on my freaking camp trailer. Actually, 3 tires blew
in a row.
In a row.
Same trip.
Yeah. And that's when I learned that tires have like an age.
Oh yeah.
That expires. I didn't know that.
Which sucks, right?
Yeah, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So, but sad thing was I could not change a tire in 3 minutes. In fact, it took me about 35 minutes
that was
to
when
break
you were
the
like,
lug nuts loose.
You got to jump on.
You're like, fuck it, I'm calling someone.
And I was dying. I thought I was going to have a heart attack, dude.
That's why you always have the person who's going to be breaking the lug nuts is always the one that tightens it,
man,
so that you can break it.
My wife's friend was with us, and she was freaking out because she was
no idea.
Why don't you just call for help?
Yep.
why are you doing this?
Instantly.
And I was like, I don't even have insurance on this fucking camper. What do you mean?
Why would I call?
I'm like, the tax expired 5 years ago. Come on.
Nobody's got that.
Yeah.
So yeah. But
you're like, you got AAA?
we got it figured out. And then I borrowed spare tires from people because I obviously
to get the damn thing home. Yeah.
Yeah, I had to have my wife's uncle come bring us the spare off his boat trailer.
Oh, nightmare.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, so hot rods are definitely like anything hot rods, cars, and then when I got married, I married into the same because Bill's
because you guys are still into the same stuff.
hot rods, cars, all the things. Yeah,
Four-wheel drives,
cool as hell.
Yeah, all the same thing. They say you marry your father, and I although like I said, when I married Bill was quiet.
Yes, you were saying that.
He was quiet. He was
wasn't quiet?
No, my dad. Shit, my dad. No, my dad is not quiet. No, my dad.
But Bill has turned into your dad.
Bill has turned in my dad. Yeah, he's like shit for my dad. Yeah, he thinks he's all like gotta be mouthy
Maybe
and
your
shit
dad
now.
used to be quiet.
Yeah.
No, my dad's never been quiet.
It might be part of the married thing.
Yeah, no, I take after my dad very much so. Like
That's
when
awesome.
my dad and I get into it, it's crazy.
People stand back, huh?
Yeah, we do occasionally.
Both of my daughters are
spitting images.
Exactly. Well, they don't look nothing like
me. No, your mentality.
But they both are me. Yeah.
Yeah. My dad and I are a lot alike. Personality wise.
My wife just had her annual girls hunting trip.
Awesome.
And I guess my daughters were sitting there around the fire and they were joking about, they were like, I don't know why. I don't even care when anything happens. I'm just like, whatever. And then my other daughter's like, because we're Carlos Ortegon's daughter.
That's the way we were raised.
Right.
He's the wise old monkey on the Lion King.
Yeah. I forgot to do that. We just talked about this.
Yes.
I did it on my cell phone.
You and your damn electronics.
I know.
Gosh. Yeah, but it is crazy how you, I guess, get attracted to the same.
And they might not be the same with the time.
Yeah.
You don't even notice until after a while.
Yeah.
My wife's very much like my mom was. So I think it's true. It's a fact.
Yeah. I'm nothing like my mother-in-law, though. I don't think at all. Really.
Not like your mother-in-law? How would that happen?
Yeah, I'm not like my
That'd
mother-in-law.
That'd
be weird. Weird.
I'm not like my mother-in-law, so I don't think.
You just don't want to believe it?
Yeah, no, I don't know. No, because my mother-in-law is very, she's passive. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, you have to.
Well, like Bill likes that I stand up for myself. Like he's always about like that I'm very, except for when I'm passionate and stand up for myself against him. He doesn't like that.
Yeah, he draws a line.
Then it's like,
that's not what I meant.
Wait a minute. Like I like it when you're that way for other people, but not me, which isn't very often. Like, but usually, luckily we agree most of the time.
A guy's perspective is probably relieving.
He just has learned that that's what needs to happen.
Yeah, right?
That's what you're just talking about.
Right, he does. But no, he's getting a little mouthier in his old age. I don't really like it. But like what the hell? Like, well, this isn't how it goes.
See, my wife knows me good enough that she knows when not to even argue.
Right?
Whatever.
She knows that if she argues, she knows that she'll argue on things that she knows that I'm going to give into anyways.
Right.
And then the things that she knows that I'm not going to give into,
there's not much of an argument. She just
plays it off like she didn't really want to do that anyways.
Right. Right. So. Yeah. Yeah, and I think that's kind of how Bill used to be. But now Bill argues more.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
The older I get, the more I want to argue too.
Yeah. Like, shush, we don't argue. You're supposed to just let me have my way.
I'm glad I have to let her
think I'm right.
I have to remind myself to let her win a lot.
Yeah.
Because if it was all up to me, we would literally never talk to another soul. Nobody would come to our house.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard. We get that way, we get where we really like, because we've been, and it's nice. It's nice when you're like each other's best friend and you're doing the thing, but then you start seeing every once in a while, you'll see, you see something happen like with somebody else and you're like, shit, you really should start like broadening your friend group because, something happens to your significant other or whatever,
Right.
like you need to have friends too, but you're like, I don't like other people.
Mike is my friend group.
I'll deal with it when it comes.
Something happens to Mike, I'll broaden my friend
Right?
group.
What are you going to do?
Just
Right?
'cause,
Yeah. Yeah. So it is, it's that whole, we did the same, or you're like, yeah, that sounds good. I'm going to go do this and that. And you're just like,
why did I say I do this?
You're like, oh, I already put my pajamas on.
God, I don't really want to go do that. I really just want to go whatever. We'll because we just go to the woods, we'll just be like, yeah, we're just going to the woods and do whatever. And like, that's what we want to do though. We don't.
My wife and I, for probably the first half of our relationship, that's all we ever did. We went to the woods a ton. And then.
But now you got to be careful of those trail cameras.
The last few years, last 5 or 6 or so years, I've been so focused on work and everything else that, I get off work and all I want to do is just sit. I just want to relax. Mm-hmm. And so I don't want to go to the woods all the time. And she always still wants to go to the woods. And it's funny because, like, we'll argue a little bit, and then eventually she always wins. We go to the woods. And as soon as we get in the woods, I'm like, oh, I need to go to the woods more.
Right? You do.
So Carlos finds himself saying, yeah, this was terrible. I didn't want to do that.
The woods are therapy, man. It
really
is so, like, I love to go hunting. I love to go do all that. Bill doesn't really hunt because he doesn't like to eat it, so he doesn't really
What's wrong
hunt.
with that guy?
He likes beef. He's all about the beef.
Oh, he does.
He's like, if I can go shoot cow out in the woods, I'm all about it. Like, we go out to, you go out to, like, where they're free ranging. He's like, now if we can shoot that, I'm down. Right?
That should be allowed.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Right?
He's like, he's down. Beef jerky. Let's do it. He'll help me pack. He'll do whatever. He likes to go, like, help find it and the hunt. Like, he likes that. But because he doesn't necessarily, like, he'll try it, but he's not really into it. So he doesn't feel like killing the animal to do it because he doesn't really enjoy doing it. So
sounds like a California thing.
I know, right? I'm like, whatever.
Damn.
Which is fine. I mean, and really for our family, we only need, 1 deer, 1 elk, whatever.
Yeah.
So, and Billy, our oldest, he hunts too. So it's fine. And we have a lot of fun, and he goes with both of us, and we have a lot of fun and do that. But really just being out in the woods. That's
the therapeutic, fresh air.
Yeah, there's times where I'm just like,
no road noise, like we're hearing right now.
Yeah. I need to go.
That's great.
You can't hear it on the podcast, dude. I edited that shit out.
Yeah. I need to go to the woods. I just need to go have some woods time. Because we call the Samurai Susie, our Samurai Susie. We're like, we need to take Susie to the woods. We just need to go. Let's go.
My wife names everything.
Yep.
My old truck was named the Timber Limo. And I didn't name it. One of my friends did. And then this truck is named White Truck.
White Truck.
Because it's white.
Yeah, Dora the Explorer.
I didn't name any of them. That's Sarah.
I don't have a name for the new truck.
I don't give names.
I don't have a name for the new truck. Yeah, I'm thinking about it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Power Wagon we called Duke. Because there was like a wagon train.
Yeah.
John Wayne movie or something.
The Duke.
Yeah, so we called it Duke. But yeah, I don't know. But Susie, Samurai, Suzuki, Samurai, we called it Susie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, I think we got a little off track.
We always go figure.
Yeah,
we're talking.
I can't stay in one place.
I know we went all over the place there. You said at lunch that you were an athlete and stuff growing up.
I was.
What'd you do?
I played soccer, volleyball, softball, volleyball.
Multiple sports, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
I know lots of girls mix volleyball and softball.
Yeah.
Soccer, isn't that the same time as one?
Yeah, I had to. When I got into high school, I had to stop. I had to choose between soccer and basketball. So I chose basketball. And then, so in high school, it was basketball, softball, and volleyball. And
you said you had a scholarship for softball, so you must have been pretty good.
Yeah, I was going in there for some softball scholarship. Yeah, so I played catcher. I was catcher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Catcher and pitcher is, I feel bad. I admire them because they're awesome. But I feel bad because they can also hear what all the parents are saying.
Catcher and center field. But so growing up, my cousin, I got in, my uncle coached and my cousin pitched. And so, I caught my cousin, pitched really fast, really hard, but she kind of pitched kind of wild. Mm-hmm. And so, but I started catching her when I was
good
really
training
little.
for you, huh?
Yeah. So when I was really little, and so I always caught. Well, so my freshman year of high school, their regular pitcher got hurt. And so the catcher, their regular catcher, refused to catch for my cousin. Hopefully she doesn't listen to this.
But because she was still wild in high school, huh?
Yeah, she pitched really hard, really fast. But their regular catcher,
a little bit of a control issue, huh?
Yeah, refused to catch for her. And so the varsity coach came when I was a freshman and said, "Hey, will you catch for Karen?" And I said,
"See, now you called her out."
I know, I totally called her out. Sorry, Karen.
I'm like, yeah, I guess.
So I was like, yeah, I'll come up and catch for her. Just
like so weird that her name was Karen and she's from California.
I know, right?
What?
So no, I'll have to block her when I post this. I'll have to do the whole like blocker thing so she can't see it. I do have her on Facebook, but I'll just block her. But so she's like, hey, will you come up and catch for Karen? And I said, yeah, I'll come. I was just thinking it was going to be for while Christine was hurt. So I went up to varsity my freshman year and caught for Karen. And then she asked me to stay up and play center field because I had a good arm. And I was like, well, I'll stay up and play if I'm going to play, but I don't want to stay up and sit on the bench.
Sit on the bench, right?
And so she
I don't want to be a
I'll
filler.
Play you center field if you don't mind playing center field. I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I'll play. So I played center field and then I was backup catcher.
Nice.
So yeah, so it worked out really good for me because the JV coach wanted me to pitch, and I hated pitching because I was afraid of the ball. I don't like playing.
How can you be a catcher that's afraid of the ball?
You got your gear on.
You're protected.
Totally afraid of the ball. I don't want to lie right in the face.
Both your daughters are pretty big into it too.
Yeah, they both were really into softball.
Yeah, I'm outfield. That's why I'm outfield.
I love softball. I still, to this day, watch high school and college softball on TV.
It's awesome.
And I can't wait until my granddaughters start playing because
I so wanted my kids to play and they wouldn't play. Nobody was into it.
My granddaughters have no choice. I told my daughter already.
Yeah. Nobody would play.
No, they're playing softball. I'll pay for it. They're doing it.
Nobody would play. I could not get my kids to play baseball or softball.
I don't care if they like it.
It's too boring. Right? I know.
My freaking son-in-law's training them to be MMA fighters, but they're going to play some softball too.
Yeah, they wouldn't do it. Nobody. It's too boring for them.
I love it.
I do too. I'm like, and it sucks to watch. But it is. So
I love watching.
I think it's exciting.
I like watching softball.
I think it's way more exciting than baseball.
You still watch college softball and stuff?
I watch college. I do watch it. And then we have my parents did, so there's a collegiate team down in San Luis Obispo called the San Luis Blues. And so my parents were, they were, what do you call it? Like host families for the collegiate boys that would come out. So a lot of them were from Mississippi State.
Wow. So
there's quite a few of the boys that came and played for them when they were doing that, that have gone on to be, Major League Baseball players. Nice. So there's quite a few of them that are on there. Yeah. So we have a few of the boys that are playing Major League Baseball right now that were good friends, that are family friends.
It's neat to be involved in someone's journey like that.
Yeah.
Is that how you know Adam Frazier?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was the first one.
I was wondering because I saw a lot of stuff over
with Adam
through your stuff where you're posting stuff with him. Yeah.
Yeah, he was the first. He was the first one that was one of their guys. So during the summer, our kids would go down to spend the summers with my parents, and so the kids and him, they were all staying at my parents' house. My parents, they live in California. They have the pool. They have all the stuff. Dad has the Woody. They do the surfing. So they come. So yeah, my kids got to spend the whole summer with Adam while he was playing for San Luis.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the whole thing. And so they got to hang out with him, and all the other kids get to know him, and then they've all like been friends since. So
That's cool.
So, and then we've just watched Adam grow as a player, just as a human being. He is, he's amazing. He is like such a student of the game, like of baseball. He is humble as all get out. He's just a good human being. He's just a good kid.
Yeah.
So nice. And just great with the kids. Just, you know,
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's a neat guy. And just the whole, like, being a pro player, like, it hasn't changed him. He's just as cool today as he was back then. You know, he's really cool.
Nice. That is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And you told me, you were telling us at lunch that you ended up, just by happenstance, ended up getting into pageants.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, my, when I was like,
and you must have been ashamed of it because you said you weren't even telling anyone.
well, I wasn't a foo-foo. I was not a foo-foo. I didn't want to be a
dedicated to being a tomboy.
I was all about being a jock. Like, I was not, so I didn't want anybody to know that I was a foo-foo girl because I wasn't about the foo-foo life. So, but there was like scholarships and there was like, you know, things about it. So my mom and I had this agreement, right, that we would just keep it on the down low. So I would go to like Los Angeles, like 4 hours away to go do these pageants. So my mom would spend the money on the dresses and do the things, and my mom would take.
And your mom was down because she was like, all I ever wanted was
That's
a girl.
right.
No, well, she
Not a girl.
just knew she was just excited to do it. My mom was like my biggest cheerleader for everything.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
My
That's
mom,
awesome.
Oh my God, my mom. There they go.
Yeah, there's your husband fucking things up.
Right? Fucking assholes. My mom, very quiet. Again, like the quiet person with the obnoxious person. You know, that was my mom. Kind of passive aggressive. But she was my support, like, in everything. She and still is. But she was down. She was like, oh, you want to do it? Okay, I'll do it. She spent so much fucking, now I look back and I'm just like, God, she spent so much fucking money on everything I did. Like, like, if I wanted to, I did sports. My sisters weren't real active in anything.
Yeah.
I mean, the amount of money my mom spent on sports on me, like, I wanted to do pageants and the dresses, holy crap.
Yeah.
And like driving me to LA, like, on the weekends. I look back and go,
You look at it though, I think
shit.
that's what parents want.
And now I know.
They want someone to do that
But I
for
look back
Yeah.
like,
And when they
shit.
got kids that aren't interested in it,
Right.
Like,
the
damn
one
it.
kid that's going to do it is
Oh,
going to
they're
We're going all in.
Your sisters nowadays are probably like, you got so spoiled, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
blah.
And
You're like,
I'm
that's
just
because you were
like,
lazy bitches.
Yeah, but yeah, no. But my mom was at every game. Like, I could look up, my dad worked. So my dad worked the fire department 24 on, 24 off. So
Right.
he wasn't at every game. My mom went to every away game. At whatever
Was she one of those
game.
crazy moms?
Yes, whatever. No, my mom wasn't a crazy mom in the stands. But she was there. Like, I looked up, my mom was there.
Definitely the teen
Didn't
mom.
matter. Yeah, she was there. She was supporting whatever I was doing. Didn't matter where the game was. You know, it was at Vandenberg, you know, a couple hours away. My mom was there. We were in a CIF game 3 hours away. My mom was there. You know, my mom, like, my buddies, the guys were playing in a football game in LA. My mom would drive me down to go support them. And so we were there, but my mom would take me. And so we'd do this, like, go to LA and do the pageant thing. I did a pageant down at the Marriott Hotel down at the, Los Angeles when I was 16. The Miss American preteen pageant thing. And, I'm in the elevator and it was all the like Hulk Hogan and Mr. Perfect. It was all during that time. So there was a big like, what is that, WWE?
The wrestling, yeah.
The wrestling guys
Professional
were there.
wrestling shit,
And so I'm walking in the elevator.
The actual wrestlers?
Yeah, the actual wrestlers.
That's awesome.
So I'm in the elevator, and Mr. Perfect helps me carry my dress into my room. Yeah, he helps me carry
when they were all roided
dress
out at the
up to
time.
my room because I just had a bunch of stuff, and he he grabs my dress.
Let
and
me help
carries
you,
it up
little
to the
girl.
room. Yeah. So they were in the. This happened to be in the Marriott Hotel.
That's amazing.
In LA. Yeah. So just they were all just happened to be there, but just like different things there. So yes, I was a closet pageant person, but I had to come out because I did the local pageant.
Because you won, huh?
When I was like 18, I did, and everybody was like, "Kara's doing."
We
this
didn't know
pageant?"
you did that.
Yeah, and I was just like,
when did you start this?
I had just graduated high school.
He's like, I've been doing it for a long time. No way.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So I had to come out of the closet, of the pageant closet when I did that one.
The pageant closet.
I totally came out of the pageant closet and did that one. That was the last one I did too. So yeah.
That's awesome though.
Yeah. I know. But I didn't tell anybody because it totally took off my whole like tough jock exterior. Couldn't tell anybody that I
so you were
dresses.
Really into organized stuff. I mean, all through high school.
FFA judge. I judged dairy products.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah, that'll wreck your ass for like anything like cheeses.
You're
like
oh, that's just,
I can't eat provolone cheese. Don't ask me
nicest udder.
No, they put all this stuff out. Like, you
like,
put all the cheese. You have to decide like what cheese is what. So like provolone, like I can't go to Jimmy John's because all they do is provolone cheese.
Yeah.
And provolone cheese, the way you tell what it is it smells like dirty feet.
Yeah.
Like listening to Shane's like, I'll never drink milk again. Because he was raised on a dairy farm.
Yeah, and so milk, and same with milk. Like I can tell, because I trained for years of what a bad milk is. So you get just an off milk that's like a Cook 7, and you're like, oh yeah, that's not good milk. Like
bad stuff.
Yeah, right. It's just a little oxidized.
Milk so much though.
Yeah,
I was jonesing for a bowl of cereal the other day.
Gross.
I was like, I just want some freaking shitty cereal.
Pebbles.
So I was like, no, because it'll make my guts hurt all day long.
What if you have it like at night? They won't wreck your night.
Then I'll wake up and my guts will be hurting. No, screw that.
He's into the nut milk now.
No, I just don't do any of it.
Just forget it. That sucks.
I buy.
Although I don't know, hardly ever have milk anymore there.
Or sorbet or whatever you want.
Sorbet. Well, then you just sound fancy. You're like, I have sorbet.
The teeth of an almond. You're squeezing it.
No, I'll eat almonds regular. Seems counterproductive to squeeze them.
I don't know. Some people like that.
No, you should not have to squeeze people's nuts.
I can't. I won't even comment.
So
you're gonna change gears on that one?
Yeah.
No, I'll stay strong. We don't need to squeeze people's nuts. I don't care if people are into it or not.
I'll say it again.
I'm not.
No,
don't
nut
squeeze people's
squeezing.
nuts. Be gentle.
Yeah.
Terrible. So, you wanted to be a doctor.
I did want to be a doctor.
So you ended up joining the military, right?
I did.
And how'd that go? What'd you do?
I went in the Army, and I was a medic. Not as exciting as it sounds.
No. Joining, though, you were telling us at lunch. I don't think anybody has been as dedicated to joining the military.
I don't know if I was as dedicated at joining the military. I was as dedicated at getting what I wanted.
You knew
when
what
I joined
you wanted.
the military.
Yeah.
You were just, as soon as they said no the first time, you were like, no, I'm getting what I want.
Yes.
And it didn't matter anything else.
I had stipulations when I went in because I didn't need to join the military. They needed me.
Right. That's a good way to look at it.
Well, this sounds like you blocked out. You were like, no, this is happening.
This is what's going to happen.
Went in. I was going in at the end of my junior years when I started talking, because I had a bunch of friends that were going in on the delayed entry program. And so I started talking to the recruiters.
Which I don't think exists anymore, by the way.
Yeah, it kind of does, but not as much. Yeah, and I don't even know. I don't even think people are joining. So when I was going in, it was, I wanted to get medical experience because I knew I wanted to go into the medical field. So I wanted medical experience. So, but I wanted the shortest enlistment because I didn't know if I was going to want to stay in the military. So I wanted the shortest enlistment, which at that time was a 2 years, 24 weeks active duty, 2 years active reserve, 4 years inactive reserve. So I said, I want the short enlistment. I want the $17,000 Army College Fund with it, which at that time was the most money, and the GI Bill. So that was the most money you could get for college because my whole point was to get medical experience and to have my college paid for. The most money I could get for college. And I wanted to have the 91 Bravo, which at that time was the medic. Now medic is like 68 whiskey. 91 Bravo is like a truck driver, which is kind of funny because I did a lot more driving truck than I did medic stuff. So,
maybe that's why they changed the name.
Yeah, which maybe, I don't know, something. I called myself a mechanic.
Mechanic.
Yeah, but, because I was in a field hospital. But
you could have been either one.
Right, could have been either
one.
one.
You were already trained.
Right? I'm trained for either one. But, yeah, so I did. I made, literally when I got down there, they were not giving me what I wanted, so I just left. I said, no, I'm not signing for what I didn't want. So I did. I made 10 trips down to MEPS before they
That's amazing.
got me what I wanted.
That is awesome.
I've never heard of anyone doing that.
Yeah.
And,
2 or 3.
So I tell all
10,
kids if they want to go in the military to know that when they
Stick it out.
when they go to MEPS, they do not have to sign. I tell all the kids when they go, do not. They're like when you go get a used car, any car. Just because you walk in that finance room, you don't have to sign if they don't give you the deal you want.
You want, right?
You're the prize. Like they are lucky if you go. So when you go, have a plan when you go. What job do you want? Where do you go?
Awesome.
And value yourself and your time and what you want. And go in with a plan. Know what your options are, because obviously they're going to have things they can and can't give you, but know what those things are, and then go in educated with that, and then be willing to walk away if they can't give you what you want.
I love it. My niece is getting ready to join the Air Force, and she went finally to talk to a recruiter to make sure that everything that she had researched was correct. And to also do a practice ASVAB to make sure everything was, that she scored high enough she could get the job she wanted and all this stuff. And I'm pretty sure that if everything would have lined up right, she would have signed up right then. But turns out she's one of my kids. So all of our kids, we basically, as soon as they turn 18, we'll give them tattoos. So she's got a tattoo that goes up part of her neck. Well, apparently the Air Force and the Navy won't allow any visible tattoos.
Has she gone recently?
This is like 2 weeks, 3 weeks ago. Yeah.
So I thought they changed.
So they told her basically 2 inches of her tattoo, which is a line. It's not even a real tattoo. It's just a line. She's like got to get it removed before she can join.
Tell her go Army.
But she refuses. She wants Air Force. And she wants this exact job.
Yep.
So she already
made the appointment.
If it was me, I mean, most kids, the minute they told them, "Oh, you got to get a tattoo removed," they would have been like, "Oh, well, I guess I'm not joining."
I'm not doing it.
No, she contacted my daughter, who works at a dermatology lab that freaking does tattoo removal and everything. She went down there last week. This week, had her first appointment, her first tattoo removal appointment.
Oh, wow.
She's got to go back in like 6 weeks and
do it again.
It'll probably be eliminated enough that she can join.
Wow.
And she already called her recruiter and told her recruiter, I already did the first step. Second step's in 6 weeks. He said, okay, well, call me after that appointment. We'll get you taken care of.
Oh, good for her.
So, I mean, super proud of her. I'll probably get her on here.
Yeah.
Just because I've always wanted to hear some stories about tattoo removal.
Yeah.
And
that's awesome. Good for her. If that's what she wants to do, if that's what means the most to her. I think, the reason I picked the Army, so when I went, now this is like eons ago, right? So the reason I picked the Army was when I went at that time, the Army was the only branch when I went in that could guarantee you your job that you wanted. Everybody else could guarantee you a service or whatever, but the Army was the only one that can guarantee you a job. It was the only branch that I wouldn't have to cut my hair for basic training. I just had to wear it up above my collar. And I originally wanted to join the Navy because, like I said, my grandfather was Navy. So originally I was like, I want to be Navy, like my grandpa, right? I mean, I had an uncle that was Army, another uncle that was Navy, but I wanted to do Navy. But when I went in the Navy, and they were talking like, you know, the battle buddy program you promoted if you have a friend go in, da-da-da. Well, the Navy, it was like, well, if you have 2 females, you can get to E2. If you have 1 male, you can go to E2. So I was like, fuck them. Like, really?
Yeah.
Right?
I'm going to do your job for you?
Yeah. Like, but the Army, it was like, just one, all you need is 1, right? So, I thought they were kind of sexist. So I thought.
Well, when you joined, it was pretty sexist.
Yeah.
It was. Yeah. It was. And so but they were even more so. So I was just like, yeah, not. So, and with the guarantee of the job and what they had going on, that's why I chose the Army with that part of it. So that is why I chose Army when I went in, is because with that job guarantee, because that's what I wanted.
Well, I told her same thing, you know, I've had conversations with her about it, and I told her, you know, I'm going to be proud of her.
No matter what.
No matter what.
Certainly.
I've told all my kids, please join the Air Force, just for the record. Yeah.
And
my son went in the Army.
I told her Navy or Air Force because nowadays, from what I've seen, they prepare you for life after the military way better than the
Army. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But all of them I think are cool. And I
think they're all cool. I think you do whatever. I think Air Force, all of my friends that went in the Air Force, they've traveled a ton more. Like, I wanted to travel and see the world and do the things.
That's her whole thing, yeah.
I went to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri.
Yeah.
I was in a field hospital. I got to drive some trucks, work on some trucks. I was did some things. Some trucks. No, it was good. I do not regret, even though I didn't do a ton of medical stuff. I mean, I had some great medical training. Medics are trained amazingly. I did some cool things.
There just wasn't a lot of need for it.
Met some really cool people. Did some cool things. Ended up, I mean, I had to go all the way to Missouri to meet my husband from my hometown. I don't know.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it worked out okay, I guess. Still got him. 32 years later. And I'll bury him in the forest before I do anything else with him.
Yeah. You got a plan.
That sounded like a threat. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Threat?
I've got him trained.
No.
I've got him trained. I'm not training another one.
Just sticking to the schedule.
Yeah, just sticking to the schedule. We have plans. But he knows this. He's been told. He's been warned. But yeah, it's but I don't regret it. I would do it. I would do it exactly how I did it. Like I did things in the military that you would never get to do going to college. You know, I met people from all over. I still have friends from all over. I went to the same school district from kindergarten through high school. And I have some great friends that I went to from kindergarten through high school. But I can say that I have friends that I spent 2 years, 3 years in the military that I'm closer with now than the friends that I went kindergarten through high school.
Do you have some cool stories from over there? And
from when I was in there,
from
Missouri.
The crazy Fort Leonard Wood area?
Trucking. You got some good trucking stories?
No. Oh gosh, probably nothing I should say.
No, it's all right. No one will hold it against you.
No.
I don't know. We had some crazy times. We had some crazy times. We got kicked out of Six Flags Magic Mountain at one point. Let's just say we had a group of us go, and we had no business driving up there, and we had no business.
You was being a little rowdy on the
we
Magic
were
Mountain.
on the way to the Arch for 4th of July. Which I highly recommend if you ever go to 4th of July in Missouri, St. Louis Arch, VIP fair. Freaking amazing. Like the greatest party in the world. But you should not go under the influence of things to Six Flags Magic Mountain.
Magic Mountain.
At all. Yes. There was like, I don't know. I don't remember who was driving. It wasn't me. It wasn't Bill. I don't remember who was driving. I'm not sure. I'm hoping they were sober. I'm not sure. The rest of us were not. There was a whole group, but yes, we were not. I don't even know that you can say we got kicked out. We weren't allowed into Six Flags.
No.
You guys are already not.
Yeah, we weren't allowed in.
That's freaking
Yes,
hilarious.
we had some times where we weren't representing very well. Luckily, we weren't in any like uniforms or anything, but we were not allowed.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Music.
You know those you do those things like we did some. Like, we went splunking. We used to do a lot of splunking back in Missouri.
There's so much to do.
Oh, my God.
I lived in Missouri for a while.
Yeah. And, I hated, like, I thought I got stationed in hell. I was just like, really? Like, of all the places, like, if God was going to stick an enema in the earth in 1992.
There it is.
He would have stuck it in Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri at that point, right? Like, Fort Leonard Wood now, because our oldest son did basic training in 2013. At Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri. And it's a nice base now. It's a nice place. And we still have some friends that live back there. But in 1992, Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri, no, it was like an asshole. It's
totally outdated.
It was awful. And so we were there for a few years. But splunking, we would go in caves. And now I think, what the hell were we doing?
There's so many there in Missouri.
Oh my gosh. And yeah,
that's the thing.
We'd just like be out. And it was just some dudes like, hey dude, we're going to go in your cave out in this yard. And
hey, check out this hole.
We'd take some like glow sticks, and like sprinkle them and like, what the hell were we doing?
I lived in Springfield.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And, we did a lot of that too. But I mean, we went to a lot of the like touristy caves that are ginormous.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't remember which cave it was, but there's one, and we took it. You actually take a train. It takes this train in, and there's some famous author built a cabin inside this cave.
Oh wow!
There's this cabin, and you can go check out this cabin that's in the middle of this freaking cave.
Oh yeah, no, we didn't do that.
Yeah, we went to a lot of the.
Did you go there now up by Lake of the Woods, Lake of the Ozarks?
Yeah,
Ozark Lake. See, I've had too much to drink already. There's like a castle, like a old castle or something, like a broken down castle.
I think I know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
Uh-huh.
We went up there one time and like went camping and went and explored that castle thing. And there was like some different caverns and things that we went in up there.
Did you check out any of the Amish people and stuff while you were there?
Yeah.
Dude, that was cool. That was the first place I ever watched a barn raising.
There's some crazy stuff.
That was amazing.
It was also the first time when I got to Missouri, like literally the first night that I was in Missouri, got to Missouri, guy was like, okay, we'll drive you guys around. There was 4 of us that got there. It was our first night there. Drive us around. And, we're like, cool, we're driving around. And, me from Central California, little like town, kind of like the size of Roseburg.
Sure.
Everybody's friends, right? There was a freaking cross burning in the field. I'm like, is that what I think it is? Like, literally, I was just like,
man.
like to me.
Yeah, there was some real.
To me, I was like,
going on over there.
That's shit. Like I read in books. I honestly, like gullible me, didn't know that shit still happened.
Yeah,
like I was
exactly
like that like used to happen, but that still happens. Like I really honestly felt stupid because I was just like that's like shit you read like on.
And they're all like, that's no big deal. Like,
yeah, and they're just like, yeah. And then you'd get the briefing. Like when we got there was like the briefing of like, if you are of color, you don't go to these areas. Like, don't
That's
go to
fucking
these
terrible.
areas, period.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was on a funeral detail where you go and you do the, the 21 gun salute and all that stuff. So it was just me and my sergeant.
Guns?
No, you have 7 guns. You shoot them 3 times. And then, but we had like 5 black guys that were on this funeral detail with me. And so we were going through Illinois, the back road of Illinois in this van, government van, you're driving through, and we stop at this back roads little store, like a Idlewild store kind of a thing. Get out. We're just, all bullshitting, and then we're getting our stuff. We come up to the thing and throw it up there, and the guy in front of me throws his soda on the counter, and the guy, sitting there with his buddy, and the guy's like, that'd be $10. And the guy looks at him like, $10? He's like, for you, that's $10. And we all just kind of stopped and looked. And then you're looking, and like in that, where like the gum and everything is in the little thing, there's like the KKK manuals and all that stuff. And you're like, then you realize like where you are.
Yeah, and you gotta be.
And we all just kind of stopped our shit, like just kind of dropped everything and got in the van and left.
We'll go to the next door.
Yeah. And you're just like, so yeah, big like awakening of like where you were and what.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And you're just like, okay, Dorothy's not in Kansas anymore, kind of a thing. Like, it was really like a weird awakening because, just wasn't used to that, like like such a different world, than what being used to that. So really seeing that. And then also like even seeing it like in basic training in the AIT, seeing the racism that you saw,
sure.
Like you would feel it as the white girl, like feeling it from some of the people from the South. Like you got to feel that a little bit, that you're just like, because I'm just like, I don't care. Everybody's whatever. But you start feeling that.
One of my best friends at boot camp was from Mississippi. And he was the most racist dude I ever met in my life. Yeah.
It's a weird thing because I'm just like, I don't care, whatever.
And for me, it was really weird because I came from Roseburg. I knew like literally one black person before I joined the Army. And I went to the Army and there's like a bunch.
Yeah.
So it was already weird for me getting to know these people, and then he ended up being one of my best friends. And so I really got to see, like you're saying, I mean, you get to see stuff you're not used to from where you're from.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, that's not cool, dude.
Like, I was okay with seeing other races, and we had black people that we lived with in town. We had a couple mixed families and a couple of black families in town, but they were all like family, and we grew up with them, and it wasn't like you just didn't see.
There was no color.
No difference. Yeah. But there you saw the people that hated you, or like that had a chip, or like expected you to hate them for nothing.
The struggle is to,
and you were just like I guess I just didn't put it together that it still happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I guess I was just so gullible that you knew it used to happen back in the 60s,
of course,
but it didn't happen in the 90s. Like, we were beyond that, and you're just like,
and then you hear all the the recent political rhetoric and stuff like that, how we're so racist and shit. You're like, that's not racism.
Yeah, you're like,
I see fucking real racism.
Right. So, but then you're like, okay, like, I get it, but I just didn't.
That's terrible.
I didn't see it, but then then all of a sudden it's like crosses are burning in the field. You're like, shit.
That would be an eye opener. Right?
Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
Are we in a movie?
Yeah. What is happening? So big eye openers there.
So you said you met. Well, you already knew, but you really met Bill.
Yeah.
When you were there.
I did.
How'd that come about?
So, Bill's little brother was dating my little sister's best friend. And when I got home and was like, I'm going, my sister was like, my sister's getting stationed at Fort Leonard Wood. His brother Bob said, hey, well, my brother's in Missouri. He's like, you remember my brother Bill? I said, yeah, I remember Bill. Partied with him a bit. His blocker was below mine in junior high. He was friends with my friend. So I was like, yeah, I'll call him when I get out there. Because he's like, he's stationed at Fort Leonard Wood too. I was like, well, I'll call him. It'd be cool to meet up with him. He could show me around. And so when I got out there, I called him and called him up. And so he came and picked me up the next week and showed me around. And we would just like stay up all night talking. And then I was like, his roommate was gone, getting married, getting ready to leave. He lived off post. And so I hated living in the barracks. And I was like, well, you're going to have an empty room. I want to move off post.
And everybody knows that doesn't work.
Right.
Yeah,
so then I was just like,
you can't live with a girl and not sleep with her.
Right. But at the first time, I was like, well, I'm just going to move off. I was just going to like move into the room, like literally move into his empty room. And then, but then I ended up sleeping with him. So yeah, then we got married. So yeah.
I've tried to teach my daughters about that.
Yeah. That's how it went.
Never listen.
But then when I was asking my commander about moving in with him, my commander was like, you mean Bill Coughlin from 5th Engineers? Like, yeah. He's like, you mean the medic over there? I was like, yeah. He's like, wait a minute. He flunked me in EFMB because he was the expert field medic badge. My commander had tried to get that, and there was like a competition. And Bill, because Bill's a combat medic, so Bill was like one of the judges for that my commander was doing, but Bill flunked my commander in one of the things. And he's like, wait a minute, Coughlin flunked me in that. I don't know if I want you moving in with him.
Shit.
He was like teasing, but I was like, yeah. He's like, wait a minute, that guy.
Nice.
But yeah, he was cool about it.
Amazing.
So you said that basically sounds like you've always had like a love for the outdoors.
I have.
Yeah. I know you do a little bit of hunting, but from what I could tell, looking at your Facebook and whatnot, your real love is fishing.
I do like to fish.
I mean, you've done a lot of fishing, and it looks like that's like you're very passionate about it.
I do like to fish. Yeah. I like to do both. It's hard to pick. Bill tells me I need to pick.
So one or the other.
Why?
I know.
No,
I don't.
Do it all.
I know. I think, just like hunting, like it's that whole, I think he jokes about it really. Cause that's like hunting. Like like we came down and he bought me that really nice gun that he paid a whole lot of money for, my Browning bar.
Yeah.
The 50th anniversary one that we tore the stickers off that Mr. Browning would be really happy that I hunt with.
Actually using
that some collectors having a fucking heart attack about because I hunt with it. And then I also like the next year I also made him go buy me a bow because
you wanted to try bow hunting. Perfect. Try it all.
But fishing, but no, I do love to fish also. And I've been fortunate because between the Fallen Outdoors and Salmon for Soldiers and a couple of these other veteran groups, I've gone on some really cool fishing trips, especially the last couple of years. So yes, I love to fish too. I come by it naturally. My papa McCain, like I said, he was a fisherman. And so I think I come by it naturally from him. Also,
nothing wrong with that.
He fished too. He also hunted too, but he was a fisherman also, so I think I get a lot of my love of fishing. I wish I did a lot of bass fishing with him. Like we did a lot of bass fishing we'd go down. He lived down at, the last, I don't know, probably 40, 50 years of his life. He lived down in Lewiston like by Trinity Lake out of Reading.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so they lived down there, and so we did a lot of fishing out of there with him on Shasta and Trinity.
Yeah. I like that too.
Yeah.
We went on a road trip years ago, my wife and I and another couple, up over Grayback out of Cave Junction.
Yeah.
And it's crazy to me because once you get into California, there's all these amazing campgrounds and lodges that are all locked up and closed because they have no park service or anything. And, it it was getting late and we were trying to find a place to camp for the night. And we pulled down into this old campground. And it was like an old Boy Scout camp with like barracks and everything. And we pulled down there and it was the creepiest shit.
Friday the 13th
like
movie.
There was this building with like, almost like a barracks building. But there was like a jail in it, like with a metal cell.
Was it down by Lewiston?
It was right down there somewhere. Anyways, there was like a jail cell, but the funny thing was everything was little, like toddler-sized beds. So there was like this little kid bed in a jail cell. And and then there was like a cafeteria, and all this stuff is unlocked, just sitting there in the middle of fucking nowhere.
I'll be damned.
Abandoned for years. You could tell it's been sitting there forever. And then, like, you go across the street and there's like a little campground. And I was like, we'll just camp here for the night. And everybody, the other couple and my wife, all of them, they're like, we're not staying here. This is the creepiest place we've ever been. I was like, it's perfectly fine. I was like, what do you think? There's freaking ghosts over
down.
there?
We're leaving.
Like, there was a little kid bed in a jail cell. And I was like,
we're leaving. Maybe
like,
they were,
all right.
maybe they're a community of short people.
They refused, so I had to move on.
That's funny.
But yeah, it just blew my mind. There was a camp. We ended up camping that night at there was like 3 campsites, on the outside of where they had blocked off this huge campground that had showers and everything. But they had like a giant dirt berm that they had put in front of the campground so you couldn't go in there. And the locals had turned it into like a paintball place because they had went into the bathrooms and took it apart and mounted these walls from the bathroom onto trees, and there was paintball splashes everywhere.
Oh my gosh.
But it was crazy to me that, these places could have been generating tons of money for the state, but because they had nobody to man them, they just closed them and abandoned them.
Movie sets.
But that whole area though, freaking gorgeous.
Oh, it's a beautiful
amazing
area. Yeah, it's great. So that's where my grandpa retired to up there. And so did a lot of fishing up there with them and stuff. So I wish I would have done more like salmon river type fishing and gotten that but I really didn't get into that, and I'm still learning that.
He did the reservoirs and lakes.
Yeah, but we did a lot. When I went with him, it was more like bass fishing, trout fishing, that kind of stuff. I wish I would have spent more time learning like the steelhead and all that with him, but I just never did that.
Sean, one of my guys that works here, he was really into bass fishing for a while.
Yeah, and I love doing that. Love that kind of fishing. But I really when we moved to Oregon, I just really, I wanted to learn, I just thought, we're here. I want to learn, I want to learn how to survive. I want to learn how to provide for my family. Should something happen, I want to learn how to fish. I want to learn how to fish the rivers. We have all of this stuff here.
Utilize it.
We're in the middle of these fabulous, world-renowned rivers that have all these resources. I want to learn how to fish. I love halibut. Halibut is my favorite fish. So
I wish you could fish for it more than you can.
Oh, right. Oh gosh. And so, to have the opportunity to be able to go halibut fishing anytime to me is there. I love bottom fishing.
You guys have your own boat?
No. Yeah. No. And we've just been fortunate. Like I said, the trips that I've been able to go on with the different veteran organizations that I've gone on.
Definitely.
I went, my very first time halibut fishing, I went on, it was before I was a staffer with the Fallen Outdoors. I saw
you went on a ladies halibut fishing trip. Yeah.
I got picked to go on a TFO trip, and it was a TFO Salmon for Soldiers combined trip. And we went up to Siku, Washington.
Okay, yeah.
I was like, it was Siku, Washington. Yeah. It was like, hey, you want to go? And I was like, hell yeah, I will drive to Washington for a free halibut trip. You bet your ass. I will go. So I drove up there, and I want to say there was like 8 or 10 of us. And we went up. I picked up 2 girls that I didn't know, just other veterans on the way up, which could go really good or really bad.
Yeah.
To drive up with. But I just thought, what the heck, offer them rides up. So we drove up. It ended up being really great. Went up there. One of the captains let us stay at his house the night before. His name was Mark. And we stayed at his house the night before. And the night before, he's sitting there and he's telling us about how we're going to catch the halibut and lingcod, right? And he's telling us, how we're jigging this 2-ounce copper jigs, and how you're gonna be jigging, and how the motions that we're doing, and how you catch them. And he's telling us, you're going to want to kick my ass, because if you pull it up and it's under 30 pounds, I'm going to throw it back. He's like, but we're not keeping anything under 30 pounds. Yeah. He's like, but you're going to want to punch me in the nuts when I throw it over, but we're not keeping anything under 30 pounds.
Yeah.
And we're just like, okay, whatever. He's like, yeah, it's going to be crazy. And I'm just thinking, this is a fisherman, whatever, okay. Didn't really believe him. So we go out. First of all, it's like 8-foot swells, right? They're kind of doing the whole, we're going to go. We're not. A lot of people aren't going to go.
Shitty weather, yeah.
Yeah. So we've got 4 girls on each boat. So we had 2 boats, 4 girls on each boat. So we're going out. So we head. It's like, I want to say it was like 3 hours out that we head out. We're sitting on beanbags in the back of the boat, and we're just like going out. We go way out there. Thank God for electric rails, because it's like 900 feet down.
Yeah,
right?
deep shit.
Yeah. So we're jigging. Yeah. And 2 ounces isn't much, but 2 ounces at 800 feet.
That's a lot,
shit, right? All day long, right? So we're doing this jig, right? And it's all the way up and down, and you're jigging all day, right? And literally, like within 3, you like get it, right? So you're reeling it up, but so you hit the reel and it's coming up, but you're still got to hold it. And you still have to reel in the last 10 feet by yourself, which isn't a lot, but when you're over 30 pounds, it's a lot, right? And you're just thinking, God, you didn't have to pull that bitch up that's a
friggin' sheet of plywood, right? Man. Yeah.
Holy crap, barn door coming up, right? So, and then you get it up. And the first one that came up, our friend Amy pulls it up here, and he literally cuts it and hits it back, and she literally did. She heard the look on her face. I thought she was gonna.
She's like, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh my God! Yeah, and we're all just like, okay, he wasn't shitting like that. Okay, and we're all just laughing, right? And we're going, and then within 20 minutes, it was a massacre on that boat. We're
everybody
pulling it up, and we got 4 people hooked up at the same time, and you're pulling one up, and we've got fish coming up, and here's a halibut, here's a ling, and we've got 30-pound, 40-pound ling, and it's just, there's blood everywhere. And then he's like, okay, you hold yours, you get yours going up, and he's totally just orchestrating, telling us, you hold yours, bring yours up slowly, and bringing it up. His daughter, who was she's a badass, she's driving the boat for him, so she's driving, he's doing all the stuff with us on it. And then we've got the girls on the other boat. It's always competition. Yeah. We're all veterans, so we're all competitive bitches, right? And so they're on there. We've got 2 girls that are puking. So on the boat, so we've got girls that are puking. I've got another girl, Jackie, who's over here just doing shots. I've got one that's puking and then doing shots.
Fuck it.
Yeah, and we're this is 8 o'clock in the morning, right? I mean, it is just one of the most fun trips in the whole world.
Total veteran.
And it was so fucking fun.
Yes.
But there's nothing like it. And we all could, the max was, it was 2 halibut, and I want to say it was 2 ling also for each of it, but we had so much fish, and we were able to get for each captain too. So we ended up with a shit ton of fish, right? So then we do the trip back, And we're cleaning the fish, and we all want to clean, like we want to learn how to clean the fish too, right? So we're all in there cleaning the fish, like by hand in there, like we want to help do it. And the captains are just kind of cracking up, and they're just like, this is crazy. They're like, cause usually they're cleaning the fish for everybody. They're like, this is the first time. They're like, we take a ton of people out.
It must be
usually,
because guys are like,
yeah, they're like usually we're the ones out here doing it. And we sat there for almost 4 hours cleaning fish. We're like 2.5 hours in, and this asshole then comes and brings his his electric knife out finally, and starts mixing it. Well, like, you could have brought this out 2 hours ago.
Right, fuckers.
Yeah, but we're bringing that. We're cutting all the halibut cheeks out and everything, getting out. But yeah,
that's awesome.
Still one of like an amazing trip. Yeah, like
awesome.
A lot of fun. So yeah, that was a really, really
you
fun
have
trip.
Some like bucket list trips you'd like to do?
Oh God. I tell you what, last year I did, last year was kind of bucket list because I went to Alaska. Yeah. I did a 12-day trip to Alaska, king salmon, halibut, all that. There was,
I haven't done salmon in Alaska, but I did halibut.
Oh my God. That was fun. It was an
Passage?
Yeah, that was Salmon for Soldiers. It was an all expenses paid trip.
That's fabulous.
It was 12 of us, female veterans. It was amazing. Like, I cannot even explain to you how amazing that trip was. Like, you felt like royalty. That's was awesome. So fucking cool.
Yeah.
And then we went, then 2 months later, I went down to San Diego with Real Warriors Foundation, and we did a 3-day offshore bluefin tuna trip.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah.
So it was like dream.
Is there any other stuff you'd like to do? Because I know me personally, one of my bucket list trips is I want to go over to Louisiana, Florida, somewhere over there. I want to go on a fan boat. I want to do bow fishing.
Yes.
And I want to freaking kill a gator.
A gator, yes. I want to go gator hunting. I definitely want to go gator hunting. I definitely bow fishing, yes. I want sailfin and marlin.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
For sure. I was on the way back from the tuna trip. We were going for marlin, but we didn't get anything. We thought we had a bite at one
point. And while I'm over there, I'll take some of those giant fucking catfish they got. So.
I know. I kind of want to go noodling.
I'm like, scared to do that.
I want to
keep my fingers.
Yeah,
I have a friend. I have a friend that has gone, and I want to go noodling. But yes, between the snakes and the fucking snapping turtles. I'm a little bit scared, but kind of excited. But I so want to do it so bad, but I'm so scared.
Even the people that get catfish fuck you up.
Right?
Yep.
They're
they
like
hurt.
Stitches and stuff.
Yes.
3 spikes.
Oh, but.
Well, I mean, even their teeth.
They're rough, man. So I don't know. I want to really bad, but I don't know. I don't know. I probably have to drink a lot or something before, but.
I don't have a problem with that.
Yeah, right? Like, I don't know. I'd be like, get real drunk and then be like, let's just stick your hand in there.
Come back missing a finger.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, oh, when did that happen?
Right? But yeah, but definitely definitely want to go gator. Like my same friend that does the noodling, yeah, she did gator stuff. And yeah, I have met some through the Fallen Outdoors. I have met, like through friends of doing stuff, I've met some amazing women. Like my friend that does that, she's not even a veteran. I've just met her through some friends with that, and just some amazing female, like people in general, but especially like some of the amazing females that have done like some really cool shit that are doing stuff that's just a lot of fun. So definitely I want to go crane hunting. I want to shoot some hogs. I want to go to Texas and do the helicopter with the ARs.
So I bought a helicopter hog hunting trip at an auction. And then afterwards, I found out that I couldn't even do it because I was too fat.
Oh.
So I ended up selling it. I ended up giving it to the guy that I bought the business from. And he said it was awesome. But so now I have to lose weight so that I can go helicopter hog hunting.
See? Yeah, so it is so, like, that is definitely a bucket list thing for sure. Like, I want to do that.
Hunts, I want to do that.
Stag, red stag.
Yeah, red stag. Cool. I want to do an Alaskan moose.
Mm-hmm.
But I had to get in better shape to do
caribou. Do a little caribou.
But British Columbia, they do really big on the black bear hunts up there. So.
Mm-hmm.
And they're a lot bigger bears than what we have. So.
Right.
You don't want to kill a grizzly. That's
a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah. Well, obviously, because if I don't die, he dies.
Right? Yeah. It's that whole adrenaline junkie thing, I think, with it. But
I dig that you're into that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I do. I like shooting. Like, I just like going out and shooting guns.
Yeah, you're a gun girl, right?
I like shooting big guns.
Yeah?
Yes. I like shooting big stuff. And just
So you've got like a girl
stuff.
penis?
I guess, yeah. Kind of, sort of. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think, I just want to do different things. I just think it's fun to do stuff, do things, just
That's
get
awesome.
out and experience shit. I want to drive fast. I want a little bit of adrenaline junkie, I think, to an extent. I used to always I've never jumped out of like an airplane. I always wanted to, but then I was told I had to wait till my kids got 18. Bill always told me I had to wait till they turned 18. And then I could, but I still haven't quite done that yet.
Makes sense.
I used to want to until I had kids.
Yeah.
And then now I'm like,
so
if
now
I have to, I will. But
now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I mean, I probably would, but I just haven't.
And then
yet.
I have grandkids, and I'm really against it.
Yeah,
now I'm like, no,
I'm
kind of
like, I don't know. Right? Yeah. So now I'm kind of like, I don't know. I probably still would, but I don't know.
It's one of those things.
If somebody told me I couldn't, I'd
do
it.
I actually, right before I got out of the military, I was going to go. They had a big push for female Black Hawk pilots.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, gotcha. Uh-huh.
And so the command sergeant major that I was working for, he was talking me into doing that. And so I'd put my packet in to do
re-enlist
Black Hawk pilot stuff. And so I'd started doing that, but then I got knocked up. So
the end of it right there, huh?
Yeah.
Bill.
So, yeah.
Isn't that like a year of schooling?
Yeah. And so then Billy, so our oldest son, Billy, he went in the Army, right? So he was stationed at Fort Rucker. He was a firefighter. So he was on the lines with all the Blackhawks. So he used to send me like Snapchats of all the Blackhawks and be like, sorry, Mom, because that's who I got pregnant with when he was there. So he's
like, sorry, I fucked this up for
sorry,
you.
Mom. Yeah, Blackhawks. Here's the Blackhawks.
At least I can send you pictures.
That's awesome.
God damn it, Billy.
So I asked earlier, what's something that your kids probably don't know about you?
And that's I've been horrible because I've told my kids everything.
We're kind of the same way with our kids.
Yeah, like I think they know just about everything.
Yeah.
I try to be a lesson to them.
Yeah. Learn from.
You're like, don't do this.
Yeah.
I learned the hard way.
Or like I'm not stupid because I know, Like, do you know, like one time our daughter brought a friend over, like we went and picked up this girl. We were living in Myrtle Creek and our kids were still going to school up in Roseburg. So we picked up her friend, which I thought was crazy because I don't know, my daughter was going with her friend to another city, like down to Myrtle Creek. I'd want to meet the friends, but the parents didn't give a shit. Just whatever. We didn't know who her parents were. But anyway, we picked up this girl, this random girl, and took her to our house in Myrtle Creek. And so they come down.
They probably lied about where you live.
Yeah, I don't know, something, right? And then so they're there, and then all of a sudden they come downstairs and they're gonna go for a walk. And the girl's carrying her purse, right? So they walk out. And so I tell Bill, I'm like, they're gonna go smoke. And Bill's like, what? I'm like, they're going to go smoke. And he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, she's carrying a purse. And she's like,
Myrtle Creek.
He's like, what? I'm like, they're fucking 12 years old.
Yep.
We're in Myrtle Creek.
Yep.
She's carrying her purse. There's nowhere for them to go to the bathroom. So, like, it's not like she's on her period and needs, like, a tampon or something. Sure. They're going to go smoke. Go walk upstairs. Go look out the window. You watch. They're going to go smoke. So get out. Yeah. They go smoke.
Sure shit. Yeah.
And so Bill's just like, how'd you know that? I'm like, I was a 12-year-old girl with a purse.
You're like, that trick. Duh.
Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't
the funny
know.
part is kids, and we were probably the same way when
Well,
we
of
were
course,
kids.
our
Right?
parents.
You know, we think that parents don't know what's going on.
I know.
And they always know.
And now Bill thinks we shouldn't have told our kids half the stuff that we did. He's always like, maybe we shouldn't have told the kids what we did.
My girlfriend in high school, her parents, I don't think her parents knew, but they had a trick. They would set her down like she was in trouble, and they'd be like, all right, before we tell you what you're in trouble for, is there anything you want to tell us?
Mm-hmm.
Because they had trained her that she wouldn't get in as much trouble.
If you told.
If she told, she would spill her guts every time. I don't think they ever knew anything. I think they just...
Anything what it was.
They'd just make a regular freaking...
Yeah.
They'd be like, oh, it's been 3 months. We should probably set her down.
Go. We're having the talk.
And then, next thing I know, she'd call me and tell me she's grounded for a week. Yeah. All right, we're back. Had to have one of our little breaks. So
They're amazing.
About my choices of whiskey.
We need to record the breaks too.
I was appreciating it. I wasn't berating it.
Yeah.
I like
Sometimes
the
you have
name.
to try things just because the name inspires you.
I agree.
Ooh,
Even
sometimes.
if the name is Chicken Cock.
Depends on what it is, Carlos.
But no, I order some of my stuff online just because, you could try everything that they have in town, and then sometimes you're not going to see things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Regional, whatever.
yeah, exactly. That's why I kind of like sportsman shows and stuff, because
Right.
there's always whiskey tastings.
A little something.
And they've got some stuff that isn't locally sold.
Yeah.
Right.
So. And sometimes I'll try other things too. But I'm pretty much a whiskey guy.
Yeah.
I like tequila, but I can't really drink it very much or I'll go to jail.
Yeah.
Or at least get divorced.
Mm-hmm.
Big Poppy.
You know?
Yeah.
Mike knows last time I had drunk off tequila, my wife let me pass out in the driveway and freaking throw up on myself.
I don't think she had any choice.
Mm-hmm.
You just did.
She felt the need to freaking send pictures to all my friends.
Well, she was searching
Isn't that funny?
searching for help.
Do you get mean when you drink tequila?
No.
Are you
No.
a fighter? No, just sick.
Hell no, he's a goddamn
I'm
comedian.
always nice.
Yeah.
I'm
You
kind
like-
of an asshole when I drink wine.
He does kind of like to
But-
get naked.
Get
Mhm.
naked. Holy shit.
Sometimes, Carlos.
My sister's a fighter when you give her, like when she drinks, if you give her tequila, my sister's a fighter.
No, I've got a pretty long fuse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not good if I get to the end of it, but it doesn't happen very often. So.
Yeah. Yeah. That's me. I'm usually pretty good. I'm usually pretty even tempered. If I'm shitty with you, you've deserved it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, that's just a fact.
that's
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
Common, yeah.
I mean, at least I think so, because I think I'm pretty.
I just
I
like,
think I'm pretty easy to get along with.
Yeah. I'm good.
If I got a problem with you, you're a fucking asshole.
you
The
know
problem
it.
is,
They know it.
I'll tell you, one of my biggest faults, though, is I kind of decide what I think about people in the first 30 seconds after I meet them.
And he lets them know.
It's hard to change it after that.
Right.
Yeah.
So, if you fucked up in that first 30 seconds,
Right.
that's what you're going to live by for the rest of your life.
There's only two
But
types
have
of.
you found that you have a pretty decent
Oh, yeah, I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
meter?
I've tried
Definitely.
really hard to give people a second chance, and they always seem to go back to right where I thought they were.
Right.
What type of people drive Toyota pickups?
Oh, dude.
There's only two types. That was awesome.
Kids, and old men that think they're kids.
That's what he said to a guy, one of his daughter's boyfriends that he met for the first time.
and I mean, I felt bad afterwards. This kid was like,
I thought it was funny as hell.
I mean, I'm pretty sure this kid idolized me. I mean, all I
And did he go buy a new truck the next day?
I don't know. My daughter got rid of him after that
Oh,
weekend.
well.
I destroyed him for that entire night. I basically just spent the entire night making sure he knew he was a total piece of shit.
Sometimes dads need to do that.
Yeah. Protective.
I'm pretty sure I was just already drunk.
No.
Plus,
I wasn't egging it on or nothing.
He didn't even take into account that I wrecked my truck that night in my own field, drunk off my ass.
But that's that whole 2-for-1, right? The daughter gets the 2-for-1 dad, right?
Yeah, sometimes it works out that way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Good times.
Yeah. My dad was not an easy dad to talk to.
No?
No.
He made sure guys knew they weren't allowed around.
Yeah, he was. If you finally talked to my dad, when Bill went home to talk to my dad about asking for my hand in marriage, Bill went home, and we talked about like he would go home and like he had his dad had a 60 Corvette, so we're gonna talk about like over cars, right? Like it would be a thing to like have the whole like over cars.
Try to do the respectful thing. Yeah.
And so I was in the house with my dad or with my mom. We were sitting in there, and I knew what Bill was gonna be doing, and waiting for it.
The whole time you were worried about it,
right? And then all of a sudden, I see my dad come in the house, and my dad like nothing, like no words, like he just came in. And like went down to the bathroom, going to get a chew, right? Down to the bathroom, and like no words, no nothing, wouldn't say anything, came back out, walked back out. And then, but apparently my dad was like, can I talk you into to Renee, which is my older sister?
Can I switch?
Like basically, because like
I need her gone.
Yeah, like
Wait a minute.
Because my sister, my older sister was supposed to get married first, kind of a thing. Yeah.
That's terrible. Terrible.
Yeah.
That's fucking funny, but holy shit.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
See, you know what's funny is I actually try hard to not be like that.
Yeah.
To the guys that my daughters have brought around.
You can't help it.
But
no. Especially
like literally, I try hard not to be that way because all my life I've been this guy that people have been intimidated by.
And usually you're right.
Like my youngest daughter, her boyfriend, who I actually like, he seems like a good kid. My daughter tells me all the time, he's so intimidated by you. Like and I'm like, why? I'm trying to be nice. And she's like, he says that you're intimidating because you just don't say anything.
Yep.
And you drink like straight whiskey for lunch. and you smoke cigars and you don't laugh at any of his jokes. I'm like, he's never said a word.
Well, they're not funny.
I'm like, he's never said a joke. And I'm like, whatever. But I try not to be that way. And
it's hard not to.
So when I was little, this is a weird story. My kids do know the story, but this is a weird story. Kind of a weird thing. When we were little, my older sister and I, because so my older sister is like a little over 2 years older than I. My younger sister is like 5 years younger than I am.
Okay.
So my older sister Renee and I, when we were little, my dad used to tell us like bedtime stories, right?
Because you guys were close enough.
Yeah, we were close. And so he always told us these stories. They were the Billy and Tommy stories. And it was so me and my sister and these two boys, Billy and Tommy. And Billy and Tommy were always like these fuck up kids that me and Renee always had to help like with their cars. We always had to help them fix their cars or their bikes or whatever. We'd always have to save the day for them because they always like fucked up or whatever. We had to help them build their cars, like all this stuff, right? So it was always Billy and Tommy and us. And we always had to get them out of jams or like fix their cars for them or whatever, right? So it was always the same. Like Billy and Tommy were these kids that we grew up with, like all the times. These stories my dad would make up with Billy and Tommy. So I married Bill. Do you know what my sister's husband's name is?
Tommy.
My sister married Tom.
That's insane.
Fucking Tom Smith. But my little sister,
Tom Smith.
Tom Smith, yeah.
Oh my God!
Right? Like an hour before her wedding, she's like, "I'm gonna be a fucking Smith." She's like, "My last name's gonna be fucking Smith." Yeah. And then my little sister, her husband, fucking Jose. Like, I don't know where Jose came in. I think he mowed the lawn or something.
He was
I'm not
helping.
sure.
Yeah.
What are you trying to say?
I know. I know. I say that with all the love, and he also, although he's not a good gardener because he cut his toe off mowing the lawn.
Oh,
so,
shit.
yeah, he's not even a good Mexican. I say this with all the love, and he knows.
He can cook, though, right?
Yeah. Yeah, he can cook like a motherfucker.
There you go.
Yes.
Makes up for it.
Yes. Yes. I say that with all the love. And yes.
I love it.
Yes. We have all the love. I too have Mexican in me, so I will say that with a clarifying statement of I too am Mexican, so
I'm
not
Mexican,
racist.
so I'll give you permission anyways.
But yes, yes, Jose, my brother-in-law. Holy crap! Yes, no, I like him more than my sister, honestly. If they ever get divorced, I am taking him. Gosh, the carne asada, but the carnitas. It's actually his dad. Like, I'm actually keeping his dad and his brother. Where they come in, they bring the big, what is it, toscata or what? That big old, like, disco thing, the big old thing that they put all the salt and the water thing in, and they put the shit in, and it's so good. Yes,
that's awesome.
All that stuff. Yes. So, yeah, good things. But yeah, Billy and Tommy, and we married Billy and Tommy.
And you're still fixing shit.
Your dad was telling you bedtime stories, and all he was doing was just making up shit
like
to make guys sound like they were going to be dipshits.
A precursor, and we married the dipshits. Yeah. Yeah.
I love your dad.
Absolutely. You would love him. You would get along with him so well. Yeah. My dad is the biggest asshole that you'll ever love.
I think we need to drink whiskey and smoke cigars.
Yeah, you should. He probably wouldn't drink whiskey because he too is. What he'll do is he'll drink a fucking beer. This is my dad, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I love my dad more than anything, but my dad's a fucking asshole. But he will drink a beer and put salt in it.
I know those guys. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dad.
That sounds good to me.
And he's also the guy at the restaurant.
They don't like the carbonation. That salt kills the carbonation.
And he's also the guy at the restaurant. Now, I have waited tables before. He's the guy at the restaurant that will, like, he's a waitress's fucking nightmare. Because he'll order like 900 different things and all special. And then he'll wonder why the fucking bill is so big.
And only give you $1 tip.
Yeah, exactly. That's my dad.
Fine.
That's my dad, too.
There's $2.
You're like, oh my God, are you kidding?
My dad and my stepmom took us out to dinner before we went on our cruise a couple months ago. Yeah. And I don't think my dad actually listens to the podcast, but if he does, sorry, Dad. Sorry for calling you out, but yeah. So he refused to let me even look at the bill. Mm-hmm. So I like pulled the waiter aside. I'm like, I need to know how much the bill was because I know he didn't tip enough, right? So he tells me, and I made sure to leave cash after we left, but just because I know my dad like tipped like $5.
They're like old school.
It's like $100
like
bill, and he paid bill. He tipped like $5.
Yeah, they're old school.
And I was like, oh my God,
they're old school. Yeah. That is, and it's funny because it's also that family thing of like I can call my dad an asshole, but I will stick up to him and kick anybody out. Yeah, like my sister, like I can call my sister a bitch because she is, but I will beat somebody's ass. Absolutely for my sister. Yeah, same thing.
That's you're right. Yeah. You know, I've earned this.
Yeah.
Well, my little brother, I've told people in the past, but me and my little brother, we fought like cats and dogs. I mean, I used to beat the shit out of him on a regular basis. And then I think he was in junior high and I was in high school. And, he told me, I found out that he got bullied by some kids at school. They like tried to cram him in a locker or some shit. And it like flipped a switch in me. And I was like,
yeah,
I'm the only one allowed to beat up my little brother.
Right?
So I went and like beat these kids up. Well, actually I didn't beat them up. I just bullied them.
Yeah.
And then after that whole interaction, we were kind of done fighting after that.
Yeah.
After that, we were just friends because I realized that, you know,
you stepped into
I've
that
been
role.
that guy forever.
Yeah.
And then someone else tried to be that guy, and I was like, no, that can't happen.
That ain't happening.
Do that. And then we just didn't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It was like all of a sudden we're adults.
Now we're adults. Isn't it weird?
Yeah.
It's weird. It's weird how those relationships change when you're adults going through things.
And it's weird to me, even though I have daughters, that's all I have is, well, I have a stepson. But boys are different than girls.
Definitely.
You know, boys, they deal with their own things. You don't have to back them up or anything like that. Where girls are different, you know, and, but it's weird because it's like all kids kind of do the same thing, you know? So I think it's cool though.
Yeah.
So you did all this stuff. You joined the military. You did the outdoors. You've been doing all this stuff. But I will tell you, when I did my research on you, the 99% of what I see is you helping veterans. And not just with the Fallen Outdoors, but you started out like you went to work for the VA and you've been a veterans advocate and all this stuff. And I would imagine that all veterans kind of have a soft spot for veterans. So I'm assuming that's kind of how that led to that. But tell me a little bit about that.
So for me, helping veterans, I think, and I don't think I'm alone. Matter of fact, I know I'm not alone. When I joined the military, not a lot was going on in the military. So it wasn't a huge thing to be a veteran and to have not gone to war and not have, a lot of veterans were non-combat veterans. You had your, World War II, Korean, you had your Vietnam veterans. And then you had a little bit of the Desert Storm veterans, but really it was still a small amount of combat veterans that were around that you had. So it wasn't there. Well, then you started having a lot more, then we got into all of the other complex Afghanistan, everything going on.
Yeah.
Well, now you get going and it's almost...
They're almost all combat.
Right? Like now it's going on.
Probably got a lot of, with the generational gap too, with, the older...
get going and it's really
you can relate
there.
more like, that's my grandparents' age.
Right.
Veteran versus...
There's not a lot of those. I mean, there's almost no World War II veterans.
Well, now it's switching, transitioning. What I said.
Few Vietnam veterans.
Yeah, it's really starting to
I
change.
mean, most of the veterans now are Iraq, Afghanistan.
Yeah, so you start getting where those of us that aren't actually combat veterans, there's kind of few and far between. It is almost it's almost hard to be a and I don't want to say it's hard to be I shouldn't say those words because that's not really what it is. It's not hard to be a non-combat veteran because it's not hard, but it is, you feel less worthy sometimes, I should say. You feel less worthy to be a non-combat veteran. Now almost like your job is to support them. Yeah. So my professional, as I can sit here as what I would tell another veteran sitting there is what I would tell somebody who is a veteran, who is a non-combat veteran. What I would tell my son, who is a non-combat veteran, is your job was just as important as somebody who is a combat veteran because you signed up.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It was not your decision if you went to war or did not go to war. Mm-hmm. You didn't make that decision of what you did or what you didn't because you didn't draw your orders. So you didn't get to pick what you did. Your support role was just as important because people couldn't do their job without you. But nonetheless, as somebody who didn't go to combat, who feels that understanding of you wish you did more.
Yeah.
I get that side of it.
Yeah, I can understand that. Well, so yes, I joined the Army. I was in for about a year before I got basically kicked out. And I have tons of friends, tons of people all the time. Oh, well, you were in long enough. You should be considered a veteran. You need to apply for this, and I'm like, I barely even tell people that I joined the military. because in my eyes, I didn't do anything. I went to training. That was it. I didn't do anything. I'm not going to take anything because of it. And that's the way I consider it. But there are people out there that do that, and, whatever. It's their right or whatever, but I'm more about supporting other veterans that actually did the job and worked and did.
And there's so many different avenues and aspects of it, because there's different, you see different views and different angles of that, and especially working at the VA, I definitely see different aspects of service, I should say,
I'm sure
without going too far.
That sure, working at the VA is very similar to working in a gun store.
Yeah. So I see that, but so with saying that, giving back to the veteran community, I guess for me, both working at the VA and doing what I do, because for me, when I started working at the VA, I wasn't a patient advocate. I was just trying to I first started working there just basically as a job, trying to build up my federal retirement that I had, building.
You're like, I can have a job.
I can have a job. Yeah, I was kind of like, whatever. Okay, I'll just get back to my federal retirement for my service, whatever. But then I found out the job of the patient advocate and helping people navigate the messed up system that is the VA. And I was like, that's the job I want. I want to do that.
Almost paying it forward on the respect end of it.
Yeah, because it's a rough system.
Yeah.
So to help people try to navigate that and do that part of it, that I really have enjoyed that. And it's hard. There's some days that are really hard. It's hard to get yelled at all day. It's hard to be the soundbar for that.
Sure.
All day, every day, sometimes. But at the same time, it's rewarding when you can help people kind of get through that system and figure it out and help people through that. Make it make sense sometimes,
Yeah.
Can't always. Sometimes you have bad news and sometimes you can't make it make sense, because sometimes it doesn't make sense to me. But do that. So like that. But to me, it is just that little bit of extra service that I can give, because I sometimes feel like I didn't give it all that some people did. And so to me, that part of it, that to be able to, the volunteer with the Fallen Outdoors and all that, that is that trying to give that little extra of giving a little bit more to my veteran brothers and sisters who maybe gave a little bit more than I did also, and to give a little bit more. And also it is bonding with them. It's meeting those people. It is meeting because they're usually, not always, but usually like-minded people. They're usually there, and it's a camaraderie with them. And that to me is important. And I've met some amazing people.
Even from the little short time I was in the military, the friends and the people you meet, you have a different bond.
It's weird, isn't it?
And anyone that's never been in the military, it's different even than having a best friend from high school or whatever. I mean, these are people that you share intimate things with on a different level.
You've been broken down with them.
Yeah, you joke about how you poop and stuff with these people, and it's.
They watched the hair on my legs grow for 3 months, and then reveled with me when I shaved it.
Yeah, there's
with 4 razors.
There's nothing there's no taboo subjects. Everything is free game in the military. So your military friends,
it's a different sense of humor.
It's a free for all, and it gets dark.
More survival.
You do what you need to do to freaking
survive.
Make light of whatever you're going through,
and it is that brother sisterhood again. It's even with the different branches, we make fun of each other.
Oh yeah.
Like,
all days.
Oh shit.
Definitely.
I feel bad for my son-in-law. My son-in-law is Air Force and we are all Army. Right.
Yeah.
So
I feel bad for anybody in there.
That's right. So yeah. My son-in-law is Air Force, and then we've got my husband, myself, my son. We are all Army, and so yeah. Like when my son-in-law, here comes my husband. My son-in-law was deployed.
Ooh, that's a sexy dude.
Yeah, that's our sexy new ride. He was.
If it wasn't a Chevy,
right? Oh, we were deployed. He was deployed a few years ago. And so for Christmas, I sent him G.I. Joe pajamas. And I sent him a blow-up doll.
Oh, shit. Hell yeah.
So
you gotta love the care package.
Right?
Yeah.
So he had to explain to his commander that his mother-in-law sent him a blow-up doll.
Oh, that had to be funny.
That's awesome. What is this?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's awesome.
I'm like, yeah, didn't expect that.
So, we've talked about the Fallen Outdoors a few times.
Yeah.
Explain to the listeners what Fallen Outdoors is. What is it? What's your guys' mission? What do you do?
So the Fallen Outdoors is a national organization. You can look it up. It's on the website. You can also look it up through Facebook. I have been part of the Fallen Outdoors Team Oregon. On Facebook, you'll find the Fallen Outdoors West Coast page. And it will be on there as the West Coast page, but it is a national organization, and we are all veterans that volunteer to get other veterans outdoors at no cost to them. So basically, we organize different trips and events. Mostly it's fishing, hunting, hiking, biking, gold panning, different trips and events that go out and we take veterans out and do different events, and we just have a really good time. We get them with other veterans, other like-minded people, and have a really good time and do things that maybe teach them new skills, get them out for different adventures, and do a lot of fun.
I will tell you, I've partnered with you guys on a couple different things, and I think you guys are freaking great. Not only because I love the idea behind the organization, but the volunteers are awesome. And I've done a lot of stuff in the community. I've partnered with lots of organizations. That is one of the only organizations I've partnered with where people that have been to the events have actually come in to the store here and personally thanked me for helping out. Because of the way that you guys do it, because of the way that it's not like a big advertising campaign about, oh, these are the people that made this possible. No, you guys do the whole day. They go out, and then you're like, hey, if you get a chance, these are the people that contributed to make this possible for you. Maybe go kick them a little bit of business and say thank you.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome. And I love it. And I had one guy that came from one of your guys' fishing events, and he got teary-eyed when he was thanking me for contributing. He told me, I think he told me that he can't afford to do anything like that. But that was his second thing that he's gotten to do with you guys. And he was so appreciative. And I think that's awesome. And that's the whole reason that I give to the community and do things like that, is because it's just selfish, basically. It makes me feel good to be able to experience that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it has been, we've been so appreciative of the support, and we really have, we do. We
Sure, dude.
That is definitely, that I think that was probably off of every year we have done, for the last 3 or 4 years, we've done Diamond and Vets, which used to be the steelheaders, the Emerald steelheaders used to do it, and they've asked the Fallen Outdoors to take it over the last few years. and we take about 40 to 50 veterans up to Diamond Lake every year in June. And we take them out fishing and for the day. And it is just a great day, and take them out and have a great time. And so, yeah, we have the day, we have it there, and we try to make sure that every event that we have, like that we do have sponsors like yourself, and just make sure that they know that those kind of things wouldn't be possible without people like yourself, because that is what makes our events happen, is great sponsors like Umpqua Survival that go out and, give us those funds to take veterans out. And we appreciate it, because it's a great day for those guys. And a lot of them they wouldn't get out of the house. They wouldn't go. It gets them out of their head. So many of these guys sit in their house and they're just in their head all day. And so to get them out with other veterans and get out of their heads, we have so many that have wrote in that it helps that 22 a day suicide rate. We have messages from veterans that were literally talking about killing themselves that day, that came out and didn't because of being picked for that. And it will, I have been brought to tears. I can't tell you the number of times, because I have about 5 different cases of messages from individual veterans, just myself in the last few years, from people that have said thank you because I was headed in a different direction that day.
Well, honestly, I think, and just to interrupt,
right.
Bill, get in here, man. Come on in. Come on in. Anyways, honestly, I don't know. A lot of people don't spend a lot of time donating time or volunteering time. I mean, there's a lot of shit you would rather be doing than spending your time with strangers working for no pay. So, I mean, you have to understand that people that volunteer their time, it's because they're passionate about something, and when these people who are impacted by these, especially the fallen outdoors, these folks you're impacting their lives, and they are truly thankful. That's the reason why you are willing to volunteer your time.
Yeah.
So, I think it's admirable, and I think it's awesome.
Thanks.
That's awesome. I'm not huge on volunteering my time, so I try and volunteer as much money as I can afford, just to help make these things possible.
And that's huge.
Because I'm pretty much lazy. That's the reason why. But
but that's huge. That's huge for us, because we couldn't do it without that. Yeah, so that is huge.
And I like to give, and honestly, I give multiple times to people who I see the impact from.
Yeah.
And those are organizations that have impacted myself or my staff directly, or my customers directly. Or organizations where the people that are impacted come into the store and tell me, hey, thank you very much. This really helped me out, and I appreciate that. And that's why I do what I do. And it makes me feel good, and it makes me feel like I'm actually doing something for the community. So I admire you for that. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, we are very, we're very proud to be a part. It's an organization that we're very proud to be a part of. I kind of suckered. Bill's been a part of it. I've kind of,
because he didn't have a choice.
He didn't really have a choice.
Proxy,
he really doesn't. By proxy, yeah. Yeah. So, but he's been
Bill
great.
is in the room now.
Bill is in the room now. Yes, my husband.
Bill, what's up, buddy?
Did you see me going by earlier?
Dude,
I was waving, tooting my horn.
Cussing
He's been
you all
cussing
week.
at you. He's like, "Fuck Bill."
I'm like, these guys don't give a shit about my business. All they care about is getting their job done. They're just fucking me every day.
I know. He's like throwing your cones away.
I know.
The first thing this morning I pulled in.
You just got to run over them and drag them down the road.
All your cones out of my way because they're blocking my driveway.
Perfect.
Yeah, I was like, good, do that.
Yep, that's what I said too.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's definitely like, and like I said, we've kind of the last few months, we've been kind of stepped back a little bit just because we've got some, my parents have been sick doing some things, but it's hard. It's hard to step back because we do love the organization so much, and we're still there doing things, but we've had to kind of step back. But it's hard because we have so much stuff that we're like a part of and still doing and there, but we believe in the organization so much. And the thing that I love the most about this organization is it is truly a 501c3. It is everybody in the whole national organization. Nobody is getting paid other than they have a lawyer, of course, because everybody's got to have a lawyer. They have a bookkeeper, and that, that's it. They pay somebody to do a web page. That is it. Like everybody else, they are veterans, and they are all volunteering. Like it is, nobody is getting paid. There's no like board members that are getting paid all the way up. Eric Bakken, who is the founder, who, he was in Afghanistan. He had some buddies that he wanted to bring back to Washington to take hunting, and they didn't make it back. And when he got back to Washington, he founded the Fallen Outdoors on behalf of those guys that he didn't get to take hunting because they had never been, gives me the chills every time I think about it. That's how he founded the Fallen Outdoors, is just because he didn't get to take his buddies hunting, that he made that promise.
Well, I've always been partnering with you guys because, you can see,
True.
I've worked with a lot of organizations, and you can see the organizations that actually make some stuff happen, and you can see the organizations that, they do some stuff, but, they don't get really committed to it.
Yeah.
But everything you guys do, it seems like you guys are all in.
Yeah.
And I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's why I've tried to partner with you guys on whatever I can.
You've done fabulous. You've done a lot of things. You've helped us get people to San Diego to get some girls fishing. You've helped us get the lipstick salmon slayer things going. You've helped us do, you helped me do a, all female trip over to the coast. I took 15 females over to the coast on a lady veteran retreat over there. We did horseback riding.
Next time you do an all ladies
buggies.
thing, I'll buy a couple bottles of liquor.
All right. Yeah, right. You've helped me do that, the retreat over there, or the Diamond and Vets thing several years.
I think it's awesome though.
Yeah, you've done,
whatever.
You've supported every year.
I can always see that you guys are doing.
And you help us do the raffle. The last couple, you've helped us do a couple of the FFL things we've had to do the last couple of years.
Well, that's easy. That's
yeah, we appreciate that too. That's huge though for us.
Well, you guys have supported the store though, as long as I've been here.
We love this. This is my favorite store in the whole world.
Even before you were part of the Fallen Outdoors.
Yes.
This is why I screw up your road in front of you there, because I have to make the money to come to your store. I'm like, you know what?
I know.
You need to steer them though. You need to be like, okay, we gotta be. Let's start with Umpqua Survival, and then no messing with in front of their store.
I am not the wife that asks for flowers or diamonds. I want guns.
Yeah.
I want guns.
I love it. You guys, but you guys have been coming. I remember it. I think you guys had brought Sam 2 or 3 bottles of freaking rum. Yeah. Like he's a freaking pirate.
He is a pirate.
Before I realized
Sailor Jerry's.
I realized that he was committing me to stuff that I was getting nothing out of. And I was like, why are they bringing rum?
He said he was sharing the rum. He said you drank some rum.
No.
Oh, well, I would have been bringing whiskey.
No. So I bought coffee because he had to have coffee every day. And then he put rum in it.
That stinker.
That you guys brought.
That stinker.
But it took me a couple of years before I realized that he was just reaping all the benefits.
He was.
Yeah. No. But no, you guys are a nonprofit, so you know. There's a lot of nonprofits out there.
There's
a lot of them do great stuff. There are a few that do very little. And I've helped both. I've helped a ton of people. because I'm trying to not give to the same people over and over again. But the ones that I see that really make an impact, I try and help out more than I try and keep helping out.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you find a good thing and you want to keep making sure it's a good thing. So
yeah.
And you guys have always been great, and I that's why I keep giving back. I mean, I love it. I haven't been able to do as much as I used to because now it's all coming out of my own pocket. That makes a difference.
We know exactly how that goes.
But I'm going to keep trying to do what I can do. So, different subject. Well, it's not really a different subject altogether, but you grew up, you were a jock.
I was.
Whatever. But I noticed on your social media when I was doing research and stuff that you're still a sports fan.
I am.
Especially when it comes to like Army football. Like you are kind of crazy with an Army Navy game. And
beat Navy.
Yeah, go Army, beat Navy.
Yeah. Yeah. I've noticed that that's pretty hardcore for you. Are you, I mean, has that always been a thing or?
It has, just since, I mean, the whole Army thing. And then I have a good friend that, son, just finished at West Point too. So that has helped also, fuel my fire for the whole go Army beat Navy, like Army thing also. But it's just it's a good, I like a good rivalry. Like I like rivalry is fun.
Yeah.
When I first moved to Oregon, I was told I had to pick. Growing up in California.
It looked like you're an Oregon fan.
Well, yeah, I am. But growing up in California, you didn't do college sports. Like, I don't know if you know, but California, college sports, whatever.
It's because there's 40,000 freaking
Yeah,
teams
you did pro sports, right? You did pro sports. You picked a pro sport team. Like, college sports weren't really a thing unless you were there. But shit, when we moved to Oregon, like within the first week, I don't know, I think it was like getting ready for Civil War week or some shit, and all of a sudden the kids were like, we gotta pick, like, if we're a duck or a thing. I'm like, well, we're like a platypus. And they're like, no, you can't be a platypus. You gotta be a duck or a beaver. And we're like, I'm like, well, shit, my favorite color's yellow, so I guess I'm a duck. Right? And at the time, like, ducks.
That's a pathetic reason.
Kicked ass. Okay. And so, okay, I guess I'm a duck, right? So I didn't really know, like, the impact of that, but it just stayed with that. So, and I was okay with that because ducks just were better at football than the beavers. I'm sorry.
It's been that way for a long time.
For a long time. Now, I will say the beavers have been better at baseball. Just gonna say they have.
But yeah, but nobody watches baseball.
They don't. But I'm gonna give the beavers baseball. I'm gonna give the beavers baseball. I will. But
they're probably good at cheerleading.
They might be. Not sure. I don't know. But yeah.
Honestly, in my family, which is really my wife's family, nobody went to college. So my wife's family, though, the majority of them went to Oregon State, not the University of Oregon. So the majority of them are Beavers, which is why I root for the Ducks.
Right. Well, so now I grew up like I said, race car stuff, right? My dad did sprint cars. So when I was like 15, 16, Jeff Gordon also was about that age. Jeff Gordon was driving sprint cars when my dad was in the World of Outlaw world. Mm-hmm. Jeff Gordon had to come around and like get signatures from the crew chiefs and stuff to drive on the track from the crew chief stuff.
Because he was underage.
Because he was underage. And he had that like porn star mustache, right? Oh, Jeff Gordon, right? So I've loved Jeff Gordon since I was like, right? Like, in those days, right?
Did you try and emulate that, Bill? Would you have a porn star mustache?
Can I tell you that? So Jeff Gordon and Bill are They
Pretty
are
much
born-
twins.
They are born on the same exact day.
Oh,
Same exact year. Bill's pretty sure they switched on birth, and Bill should have been the race car driver.
yeah.
Not sure. Yeah, like he's thinking they should have been. But, so, yes. So I've been Jeff Gordon fan forever, right? Well, then Bill and I married, so Bill also was a Jeff Gordon fan. But then we couldn't both be Jeff Gordon fans. Because that's no fun. So then Bill went Jimmy Johnson. All right? So then Bill went Jimmy Johnson. So he had to be Jimmy Johnson. Right?
Why'd you have to be the one to switch sides, dude?
So then because I was keeping Jeff Gordon. He wasn't getting Jeff Gordon.
Because she's my wife. That's why.
So he went Jimmy Johnson. So then he had to, so then
I didn't want her to.
so then-
I didn't want her to pick up somebody, that was.
Right. So then he went Jimmy
way
Johnson,
out
which
there,
was okay
so-
because still in the family. But, we had to have this rivalry. So we went. And, one time I won. Jeff Gordon gave me on, what was that? Twitter. I won some tickets for the, I've drank too much. Speedway. Sonoma. Speedway. I won tickets for Sonoma racetrack. But then I got to go see fucking Jimmy Johnson. Like, why did Jeff Gordon give me tickets to go see Jimmy Johnson? I don't know. What the fuck, Jeff? But yeah, so we got to go see Jimmy Johnson at the racetrack. But anyway, it actually was great because I normally wouldn't probably have paid to go to a Sonoma race, but it was actually really good. We had good seats.
I've never been a NASCAR fan, but I worked for Lowe's.
Mm-hmm.
So I've got a bunch of Jimmy Johnson and Jeff Gordon stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
That I got from Lowe's.
Yeah. Our kids, so Emily and Jimmy, right, are we call them the little kids, even though they're big kids, but because we have such a difference between Billy, our oldest, and our the little kids. Billy's 30, Emily and Jimmy are 23 and 21. So, the little kids so Emily is a Jimmy Johnson fan, and Jimmy is a Jeff Gordon fan because he's smart. And so those two knock down, drag out, like they are serious about their Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson shit, right? Like they will fight, they will beat each other up when they were little about some shit. Like it was some serious shit when it would go down. Yeah. So we would have it would go down. We actually don't really watch NASCAR anymore.
No, NASCAR's boring as shit.
Yeah, we don't really watch it anymore. But there was a time where NASCAR was some serious shit in our family. Yeah, it was big time. But
That's
then
freaking awesome, though.
we just kind
I
of
love it. I bet your guys' house was pretty fun.
usually.
We tried to make it
We
fun.
tried to make it fun.
I mean, if you're not smiling.
If you're not.
So you guys are still sports fans, though?
Yes.
What kind of stuff are you watching now? I mean, college ball a little bit.
Big Brother.
Big Brother. Are you guys going to watch the Tyson fight?
It's right.
It starts soon. In like 2 hours.
Right?
Yeah.
Coming up soon. I don't know. Like, I want to see Tyson. Like, I want to see him knock his.
Fuck that guy up.
And even though I was watching, because he'll like get paid more as he goes, but you know what? I just want him to go in and say, fuck the money. He's like
I got money on the game. I got money on the fight. I'll tell you what. I got money on Tyson winning. I got money on Tyson doing some kind of a knockout.
I want him just to knock him out in the first round.
And I got the fight's going to be over in under 6 rounds.
I want him to knock him out in the first round. Say, fuck the money, just knock him out in the first round. If that happens,
that's like maximum payout for me.
Yeah, I know Tyson isn't going to get paid for that, but I just want him to go in out of the principle.
I don't think he cares.
Yeah, he's got money. Why does he care, right? But he will make money the longer he goes.
Oh, yeah.
But I want him just the principal. Old boy, go in and fuck that dude's shit up because he's a little punk. Yeah, I'm kind of going for Tyson.
I'm all about respect for your elders.
Yeah.
And there's no respect.
None.
So he needs to fuck that dude up.
Yeah.
For me, personally.
All about it. Yeah, I'm
glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Because otherwise I'd argue with you.
Yeah. Let's have a debate over. So what could we not? I don't know. I think we agree on everything.
Yeah, we're pretty close on everything. I don't know if we have anything.
Let's argue with Bill for something.
Dude,
I'll argue just for the sake of argument. Yeah, I will.
We were talking about
because I make more sense than Bill does.
We were talking about
like we would freaking argue about why he's fucking up my business all day, all week long.
No, but I was telling him how you agree.
And I'm going to tell you, you're going to drive down there.
I didn't even know you were waving at me. Mike's like, there was a guy waving at you. I was like, well, there was.
I also told him, hey, you just ran with a comb.
I'm like, I did.
I'll tell him how you used to be super agreeable, but then you turned out like my dad, and now you're not agreeable, and you're kind of mouthy now.
She said you were an asshole.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I think you get that with age.
I said that too.
Yeah. I mean, there's a point where you're just like, you know what? I'm over it.
I can't wait until I get old enough where I can just grab girls' asses.
And just...
You know, because there's a certain age when they're like, oh, he's old. It's okay.
That's what I think, too. I'm waiting. I don't know. It's that whole, I feel like right now I'm at that creepy age where you're like, you're like, well.
No, you were at that creepy age when you had long hair, dude. I saw the picture.
I think he likes your long hair.
Yeah, it grows back.
Yeah, but I saw the pictures, dude.
Oh, what was that one?
You looked like you might have had
creeping on my.
You might have had some freaking dead bodies in your basement.
Oh.
Did you see the one with his 6-pack though?
Was that the one? It looked like you guys were on the beach. There's a picture of you guys like on the beach,
I don't know.
And you got like long flowing hair. I was like, he's kind of creepy in this picture.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I don't know. I just.
She was right though. She said she reminded her of. You reminded her of like Keanu Reeves.
Jesus and Keanu Reeves.
And then I was thinking back and I was like, he did kind of look like Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, everybody says Keanu Reeves. He looks like Keanu Reeves.
You're screwed now though. The gray beard fucks you up.
I know.
Huh?
Yeah, I keep that for. They say wisdom.
Dude, I couldn't wait until I got salt and pepper hair. Like, I was like, yes! Because forever I had like so much red growing into my hair. And I'm Mexican. I had nothing but like jet black hair forever. And then all of a sudden I got lots of red.
And just like, where's this coming from?
When I got the salt and pepper, I was like, oh yeah, dude.
Look at all this wisdom coming in.
It's on now. Yeah. So that's when I decided I needed a full beard. And I don't think I ever got to embrace the salt and pepper as a beard. It went straight gray.
Just straight.
Yeah.
I feel like every time you shaved, it came back. That was different.
That was what you were told.
Yeah. You're like,
I had this streak and then he had like a streak in his beard.
Yeah. And then you shave it and it's like, it comes back and it's like, I don't know if I want to shave it.
Comic books at all. There's a character on the X-Men in comic books called Rogue. She had a gray streak in her hair.
Did she have a streak too?
Sexiest comic book character ever. So.
I'll have to do like maybe next year for Halloween.
There you go.
Pretend I'm sexy.
Old Rogue.
Old Rogue. Are you saying I'm old?
Yeah. She sucked their life force out of them when she touched them.
Oh, well, I'm keeping the gloves off then.
It was like a typical woman. Typical woman.
Yeah.
Yeah. If she touches you, you're just going to die sooner.
Awesome. I like her already.
I know, right?
Oh, shit.
Let me suck the life out of you.
So, you guys are working on downsizing and being able to travel and do some stuff.
Yes, tomorrow if I can.
Tomorrow?
No.
You're on it.
I'm so ready.
Yeah?
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't it scare you? Your kids must not live right here?
No, our boys live here.
Okay.
Our boys live here. Our daughter lives in New York.
So you don't give a shit about your boys? You want to spend some more time with them?
No, I love my boys and I love my granddaughter. Daughter lives in New York. And it's not even so much that. It's just that we are done with the rat race.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to travel the U.S. Want to travel. We have a bunch of friends from the military to go see our friends. I want to go see all the things we haven't seen. There's so much in the United States to see.
Yeah.
And just take our time and just go see what we want to see. We have our little Suzuki Samurai that we love to go see the woods. I want to go hunt different places. I want to go crane hunting and alligator hunting and bow hunting.
I don't want to freaking hear about this.
I want to go
jealous.
I want to go fishing. I want to go sail fishing, and Bill will go fishing with me.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's going to go on all the adventures with me because I'm going to peer pressure him and make him go fishing.
By proxy, I mean,
with
he's
me.
there.
He will just go because he's supportive.
You like fishing, Bill?
Bill loves fishing.
I love fishing. I don't love keeping.
Yeah, he doesn't like eating fish. Very few fish he likes to catch.
What's wrong with you? You don't like hunting and you don't like game
hunting
food.
is a lot of work.
He likes going to the woods.
I love spotting.
Yeah.
Like I like to
But
drive around.
And you don't like eating fish?
No. I mean, so
we need to. You know what you need to do is drink more.
I know. Quick story with that, I guess, is so I used to do a lot of fishing, and I was in Missouri, and it's all freshwater fish, brown water. I mean, that's nothing but brown water out there.
Yeah, you can't. So
except for the snakes come into your boat when you're fishing.
Just to interrupt you a little bit, I moved to Missouri for a little while. I'm from Roseburg, so when it's hot, and it's fucking always hot in Missouri.
And humid.
When it's hot.
Until it's not,
in Oregon,
and it's freezing.
You go to the fucking river, and you jump in the river, and you fucking swim.
With the snakes.
Well, in Missouri, the water is stagnant. You do not get in the water, or you get fucking ear infections and everything else.
Yeah.
And I did not know that. So when I moved to Missouri, first week I was there, it was hot as shit. I'm like, let's go somewhere and get in the water or something. It's hot. So we went to the river. We saw fishermen. They looked at us like we were insane when we jumped in the river. We swam. It was amazing. It was brown. Whatever. Got double ear infection. Freaking fishermen told us that all we're doing is swimming in cow shit.
Yeah.
And sure enough, they were right. And but yeah, so yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, you fish in that water, you don't get in it.
Well, yeah, and I was eating the fish there. We'd do trout and we'd clean them and cook them and learn like you're learning how to cook back there, have a different technique, season shit out of everything.
They got catfish like crazy there too.
Yeah, and the catfish was good. It's one of those things you catch them. And I mean, in California, we fish the lakes and we fish but I was never in the ocean like fishing. You know what I mean? We'd go surfing in the ocean, but I didn't fish the ocean. And out there, you're just like, okay, well, came back to California and had a job in construction. We worked up the coast, and a guy that I worked with was an avid, he was hunter-gatherer. He did everything. It was amazing. He's one of those people you're just like, if the world ends tomorrow, I'm hanging with this guy. Yeah, this is the guy. I mean,
he made wine.
He made wine. It was just amazing. So we'd work for a week at a time, and it'd be like, what do you need me to bring? And he'd be like, I don't know, just like bring a bag of potatoes or something. You know what I mean?
Pepper.
And he'd like, but it was abalone. It was stuff that were just like, I'd never had before. And we ended up with some of this stuff. And you're like fresh fish, like we were catching it, put it on the rock, and he would cook it up for you right there. And you're just like, it was gopher cod or whatever was, pulling up. Yeah. And you're just like, this is amazing. Right. So now you're just like, okay, I can't even eat any other fish than just the ling cod, the gopher, like that kind of stuff. So whitefish I'm good with. I love catching.
Whitefish makes the best fish tacos. Dude.
Oh, yeah,
he'll
right?
eat halibut with me.
Yeah.
Dude.
And he'll try salmon. Like, I do a lot of, when I get salmon, I'll, try a bunch of different recipe stuff, and he will try it with me.
But
he's a good sport.
If it's fishy, I'm not fishy.
Did you try that? Try that salmon recipe that I put on the web?
Yes.
Did you try that?
Yes.
Good. That was the bomb.
I haven't done that yet. But he likes walleye, okay. He'll do a little walleye. He'll do a little ling.
Mike, when you're talking, you gotta lean in. You moved the mic, so now I can't hear you. Nobody hears you talking shit right now.
So you can talk about Carlos. Blah, blah, blah.
But, yeah, it's good. I love catching. I like bass. is one of my favorite fish to bring in. They're hardy. They're easy. I fish barbless. I
was never a fish guy forever. And then when I got with my wife, her father, her dad, stepdad is a big fisherman. And so I started fishing a little bit, just trying to get to know him better. And I enjoyed it. And then a lot of my friends, we started fishing. And apparently I'm an all right fisherman. I don't put any effort whatsoever into it. I just actually catch fish. I don't know why. I guess that's what it is. Because, like, I take people on fishing trips, and I'm maxed out in, like, 10 minutes.
Nice.
And
you got
so
the touch.
I end up catching all their fish for them.
Yeah.
And luckily, I don't get seasick, so...
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that is a plus.
And I've tested the shit out of that, let me tell you, because I've been on some nasty fishing trips, and everybody else is thrown up, and I'm just like, I'll max out for you. It's all right. You know, type of thing. And, but, I enjoy it. It's fun. There's some stuff I want to do. Like I said, bow fishing looks amazing to me.
Doesn't that look fun?
Do that. I want to do that so bad. And I'm not a bow guy. Like
but it looks so
last
fun.
time I had a bow in my hand, I was in high school with what do they call that? A recurve?
Mm-hmm.
Compound bow.
Yeah, I'm like fucking Robin Hood out there, you know. Whatever. I'm going to shoot some fish. I'm doing it. And mostly because the girls in those videos are amazing. But whatever. They might be out. They might be out there while I'm out there. Who knows?
Is that why all that feeds on my phone? I don't know.
But yeah, I really want to do that. I think it'd be fun. I would really enjoy learning bow hunting for deer and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I used to say that I'm not in good enough shape to do that because whatever. But honestly, almost every deer I've shot has been within bow range.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't have done it.
You could do it.
But I got suppressors, so what do I need a bow for? I'm just
Right.
quiet, right? Anyways, so that'd be fun. But I love fishing. It's fun now. And Mike and I try and do it, but mostly we just drink too much and talk shit.
It happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We did get to see, we went to Ben Irving a couple years ago. Fun story. And we're out there in a canoe, which I'm way too fat for a canoe, just so you know. In fact, I broke his canoe. So we're out there and we're fishing and we're just kind of BSing. And then here comes this couple on paddleboards. And you could clearly tell that the girl who was way out of this dude's league. Yeah. And she's like athletic. She looks like she's paddleboards. Like she was born on a paddleboard, right? And the guy is like got the radio on his paddleboard and he's like straddling the paddleboard. He's not standing. He's sitting on it. He's got McDonald's on his paddleboard. And he's like, you could clearly tell they were like on a first date. And he was just doing his best to hang with this freaking chick that was way out of his league. And like we could hear them kinda. And so then we started the whole thing where you like pretend like you know what that conversation's happening. So we're like talking for them. And I'm like, he's like, so you want to go around the lake again? And I was like, I was thinking maybe we should go have some lunch on the shore.
Let's go sit on the blanket.
And so we're doing this, and like it was almost like they were reading our thoughts because they like followed everything we did. And they get on the shore, and they've got a freaking dog.
My dog.
Oh no, that was your dog.
My dog.
Their dog. Mike's dog runs over and like tries to steal their McDonald's. And this guy's like fighting his dog. And then,
Sorry, man.
like, basically, Mike's dog fucked it all up. So the guy couldn't relax on the beach for very long. They end up back in the water. And I'm like, so you want to go have lunch somewhere? It was the most hilarious thing ever. Mike and I couldn't even fish because we were laughing so hard and making fun of this couple. And it was the best. I mean, it was awesome. And you could tell, like, that's really what was happening. They might be married now. Who knows?
4 kids later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know what the best part was? They apologized to us for his dog trying to steal
My poor dog, his name is Dick. And so here's the dog around. I was like, Dick! Dick! No! Get out of there, Dick!
Oh, no.
Oh.
I just can't control my dick.
And Mike and I are just trying to freaking mellow out at the lake. And my wife was there on her freaking kayak, and the kids are all on kayaks. And I don't know if you ever go anywhere as adults trying to freaking relax and you take your kids and shit.
That's wrong.
And they're all trying to do shit, and you're like, I don't care. Just leave me the fuck alone. I'm trying to relax. That's what me and Mike were trying to do. But my wife and the kids were fucking it up. And, it was, and then when my wife came close to us, Mike threw a fish in her freaking kayak, and she almost freaking capsized and died. She freaked out and like flipped the kayak. It was hilarious. Oh god, yeah, that was the best though.
Yeah.
Oh. So I noticed in your posts and stuff, you're pretty good about just telling it like you feel it is. But I will say you were pretty diplomatic about stuff. You're not like an asshole. You're like, you would post what you thought, but you weren't like, if you don't feel like the same way, then fuck you. You were like, this is the way I feel. Whatever.
I try to be fairly diplomatic. Some of that is because of where I work. I try to be diplomatic because of where I work.
Which is funny because a lot of it started during COVID.
Where I work.
Right.
A lot of it started during COVID, and where you work was very geared one way when it came to COVID.
Yes. So I have to be careful because of where I work and what I do. But at the same time, I have my own thoughts and feelings and do not represent that of where I work and what I do. I try to, I don't represent where I volunteer. I represent my own feelings and my own thoughts. I understand that I have friends and family. Most of my family, fairly is similar to my thoughts and feelings and beliefs, but not all. Right. But, and I'm okay with everybody having their own thoughts and beliefs. And I understand that most people, like, we live in a free country.
Yeah, absolutely.
I served for that, and I am okay with that. I feel like I served for our freedom of speech, our, First Amendment, Second Amendment, all that.
You know what's weird is our era of people.
Mm-hmm.
There was people that had different ways of thinking, and that was fine.
Right.
We did what we did. We spoke how we spoke.
Right.
And they disagreed or agreed, and that was fine. There was not a big deal either way. Now it's like there's somebody's got to be wrong, and there's no right or wrong.
And I think to an extent, yes, I think where that rubs a little different is because nowadays where that goes wrong is that we have become so far apart in our thinking that unfortunately there are some things that fuck with my rights and fuck with the way their way of thinking and their way of going is against everything I believe in and everything that I have stood for and believe in and are now merging on everything I stand for and are putting things that I have fought for and signed my name against and my son has signed his name against and my friends and family have fought for their life and put their lives on the line. And they are putting those things at risk.
Yeah.
And to me, that is where the problem is that it's no longer just, oh, let's just get along. It's they are putting those things at risk. Yeah. And that is where the problem lies.
Well, it used to not be that way.
Yeah,
it's
no longer like, let's just get along. Or the other. Yeah.
Well, and it wasn't even about getting along because there was people that disagreed.
Yeah, like I can disagree with somebody.
But you had your opinion, and other people had their opinion.
Level.
And we're good, but
it was okay to freaking still be friends.
Yeah.
But now it's almost like, now if you don't agree with me on this, then we can't be friends.
Yeah. But now you're infringing on my morals.
Yeah.
And now there's a moral difference. And that's where it starts getting hairy.
I was trying to figure out if I was going to go to SHOT Show this year, and it's in Vegas, and my wife has a cousin that lives in Vegas, and she was like, if you guys want, you can just stay with me and it won't cost you anything. And that sounds great. She's like, but I will have to wear my ban guns freaking t-shirt when I pick you up from the hotel or whatever, or pick you up from the airport or whatever. And then, so I'm like, I could probably handle that. It'll be okay. And then I look at her, her Facebook page is like all, like everything that I don't believe in. Like
that's going against your livelihood and your what you do and your moral compass. Yeah, right. Like,
and not even just guns.
Right.
I mean, it's like
everything.
It's like she's against every belief that I believe.
Right.
And I was like, I don't know.
Right.
And I mean, she just was at our house this last summer, and I love her to death. She's great, and her kids are amazing, and whatever. And honestly, talking with her and having her at our house, I don't believe she believes all that stuff the way she promotes it on the internet.
Yeah,
but I mean that's the way she presents herself, and I'm like,
you're like, do you really understand what you're saying?
I was like, I love her to death, but I don't know that I could stay there when I'm here for this, and it's just sad.
It is sad.
It used to be where people could believe different things.
Yeah.
And they still can go either way. They can spend time together. They can do things. And now it's just gotten to where people are so stringent in their beliefs that it's not okay for other people to believe the other way.
Yeah.
And honestly, I do my best to be not like that. There are some things that I am like that, and I don't know that that's all right. It makes me feel like maybe what I'm thinking is not even correct.
Yeah, it is. It's hard because you want to, I want to love everybody.
Yeah.
I want to love, I feel like I'm a good person. I feel like I love everybody. I want to give you a good, solid, if I have bad feelings for you, it's usually for a good reason.
Yeah. Like those first 30 seconds when we met.
Right. There's usually a reason for that. Right. Yeah. But in the same turn, I do have strong feelings about some things. And so there are some things I'm not willing to give up and I'm not willing to compromise on.
I think it's awesome.
And I'm not willing to compromise on my family's safety. I'm not willing to compromise on my rights on certain things. And so there are certain things I prioritize. And, you know, if the things that you prioritize are gonna, you know, conflict with those,
I like it.
sucks to be you.
Right on.
I think it's tough too because I think things have changed so much from us growing up as far as, you know, you'd sit around and listen to uncles and aunts talk and that kind of thing with what was going on. But it was just talk.
Yeah.
And I think now for us, as you go through, you're just like, through life, you're kind of like, I like this or I like this stuff. You know, to me, firearms and things like that are tools. It's like having a 9/16 in your toolbox, you know, and that kind of stuff. It's just something that I utilize when I need it. And to have that demonized, that you sit there and question, like, why are you demonizing this or
Your assault rifle. Well, fucking tell me what an assault rifle is, asshole.
Yeah, and it's
What a woman is.
and it's one of those.
No, you're right though.
But
I mean, when we were growing up, it was just talk,
yeah,
and now everything is. It's like you can't say something without it being a stringent belief instead of just being something you say. I mean, when we were kids, we would say shit that we didn't even know what we were talking about. We just say shit.
Yeah, and I'm gonna throw this out there because it's one of the things that I struggle with, the pronouns.
No,
Yeah.
no, dude. Everybody struggles.
Okay,
with
so
pronouns.
because I'm like, man, I wasn't very good in English, and I don't even know what pronoun. They're like, what is?
You were either born with a penis or not.
But the pronoun thing, it's one of those, like, you'll hear people and they'll be over the phone with you, and they're like, well, what would you like your pronouns to be? As you're setting up an account, you're just like, I'm like, nothing. It's Mr.
Yeah.
It's you address me as Mr. Coughlin, you know, or that's just what it is. So
I cannot confirm nor deny.
My wife was at Starbucks the other day, and the guy, the barista at Starbucks was referring to our dog.
The barista or the baristo?
I don't know. Was referring to our dog as they. And my wife's like, well,
She.
he
As a penis.
he is a he.
He might not have balls, but he's got a penis.
And the barista like laughed about it, like she was just joking. And I was like, and then she's like, well, I'm not sure what he associated as either. Whatever. But I mean, it's just,
but we would joke about that stuff, right? As you'd laugh it off. You're just like, oh, that's to us.
yeah.
That's funny. You know what I mean? We're like, okay, well, we move on with it. And now people get so.
about it.
Oh yeah, they're offended and gonna try and sue me for it.
I
You know?
went home like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that guy.
Yeah.
That lady with the dog.
Yeah, and your half-hour conversation
Yeah.
about, I can't believe this guy that I met today had this dog, and I referred to my pronoun things, and it was
Yeah.
you know, and you're just like, oh.
I didn't want to offend that dog.
Yeah.
Like the dog,
You know.
like a-
Yeah.
Whatever. Fuck that dog.
These are not the opinions about it.
Oh God. Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. Though.
So
The pronoun thing. I hope Trump outlaws pronouns, dude. Trump, I'm down for it.
The Facebook bullshit is I do have a affliction or whatever, addiction, however you want to. It's fucking humor to me, and it's
Lean in, Mike.
I get my frustrations out laughing at people, whatever, just reading shit. There's this local group, and yesterday there was a big long post, 80-some posts onto it. Some guy or lady was mad because somebody put a fucking happy face emoji on their...
Some asshole.
She was trying to get the information to call the guy's fucking work, to reporting to his business, and it's like, because I smiled on your fucking...
and it's
like,
okay for her to be mad.
Yeah.
Just go be mad by yourself someplace.
Go in the
You don't need
bathroom, look in the
you don't need to
mirror.
You don't need to share your madness with everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
it's just
I don't
insane.
know.
Bizarro world. That's my uncle calls
Go
it.
back to Central
Bizarro.
California.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
how it goes.
Oh my god, dude.
You know?
That's dude. Mike trolls
Eh,
the freaking comment section.
it's entertainment to me, just to read and
Right.
laugh, and then you just have that
And then
urge.
somebody
You like,
gets your God forbid you laugh,
yeah.
right?
You know the best part though. I don't know if you listened before, but so Mike made a comment in the comment section, and somebody got bent out of shape and started like getting like overboard with their comments. Mike's fucking daughter like found this chick and went to her house
to the,
and, like,
to the moderator of the
Oh my gosh.
whatever.
She's
Am
like,
I-
you need to leave my dad alone or I'm gonna
Good
fuck
for
you
her.
up.
Are we dating the same guy?
High five, Mike's daughter.
Like, that's what I told you. She called me
funny.
Dad. Who did you piss off?
Right?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Freaking
I
awesome,
know.
dude.
Well, that's so. I'm on TikTok, right? So I have. So
That's
I start,
like the most.
right?
That's the worst.
I'm on TikTok.
It's
I have
entertainment. Entertainment.
I know. So my daughter, our daughter. I say my daughter. It is our
You
daughter.
didn't
All
have
of our
nothing to do
kids
with
are.
it, Bill.
All of ours are ours. They are our kids, but they're my kids. Sometimes it depends because if they're assholes, they're
What they
his.
do, right? Yeah.
I know
If
how
they're-
that goes.
If they're greats, they're mine.
Yeah.
But they are all ours. The boys are all. They all look like they're. Yeah, like they're his. Yeah, there's no doubt. There's
oldest,
no
for sure.
denying they are Bill Coughlin's children. So on there, so I had my own stuff on there. I was like, I don't know, I don't remember what my name was before, like 2A Mom or something like that. Well, our daughter is a gamer. She is a what game does she play? Call of Duty
Modern
stuff.
Warfare, I think.
So
Yeah.
that's what
Those-
she does. Like that's her job. Like that's what she makes. She's a full-time gamer.
She makes money at it?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's
Yeah.
the weirdest fucking thing to me. Like the people.
It's honestly, it's easier for a girl than a guy.
I know.
Because the guys don't believe there's fucking girls.
Right?
So when there's girls, they
I know.
like, have a...
Our son, our youngest son gets so pissed because he's always like, well, if
He's
she
like, I
fuck-
can kick your fucking ass
Right?
on there.
Well, no, because she's actually really good. but he's always like, well, if she'd fucking put some makeup on and say she's not married, she'd make more money. But yeah,
He's got to figure it out.
yeah. But she, so our oldest
It's
son,
like, if she'd wipe the Cheeto dust off her
Right?
face.
but when she was little, like 3 and 4, our oldest son used to play her when they first started, like online Halo, I think it was. Was it Halo? I'm not a gamer, so don't ask me, but I think it was like Halo. They first started playing like online shit on Xbox.
That's like freaking, it's like a
Circa
singles group.
2004, 5, 6, 7, something like that. Like Emily was little, and so Billy would put her on playing other people when she was like 3 or 4, and Emily was really good, and so Emily would.
Imagine getting fucked up on a video game by a 4-year-old.
So Emily would be playing, and Billy would be on
Listening.
talking shit, and then at the end, Billy would be telling him they would be getting.
He's like posting a picture of his 4-year-old.
Yeah, you just got your ass.
You got your ass kicked by a 4-year-old little girl.
Right? So he'd be like talking shit, right, about her. So
Of
she's
course.
she's
I would
actually
quit playing video games
Right?
forever.
so she's been playing for a long time, and she plays really well. Apparently, I don't know because I suck at video games. I can't play, so she plays really well. But so she has played video games for a while. So she's online. She does this video game shit, and does this video game stuff. I don't understand it, but she's a gamer. So she's been doing this for a while, and that's what she does online. She's a gamer. So she's on TikTok, and she is Street Squirrel 21 or something on TikTok.
Street squirrel. Okay.
Right? So she's on TikTok, she plays. So I had been on as like I don't know, 2A Mom or something like that on there, wasn't doing anything.
2A Mom sounds like the oldest lady ever.
Right? Ever.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so I had been on whatever, and then I was going, well, then she's like, Mom, you need to change your name so that
You're
my
making
friends,
me sound bad.
so that my friends know who you are. So I had changed, so I changed my name to Mama Squirrel, because that's what we were on Twitch, because she's also on Twitch. So I'm on.
I'm surprised you even know what Twitch is. Okay.
I know it's weird. I don't know. I don't really know. I don't.
She just told you had to.
I'm a fucking fake.
She told you had to do it.
I'm a fake. So Bill is too, because Bill's daddy squirrel.
But Bill doesn't know what the
I didn't
fuck
even
it is
know.
either.
I didn't even know I had an account.
I'm learning, yeah.
So we get on and we just bullshit in the chat and talk to all of our friends, and she's on there and does the thing. So she's on, and it's amusing because she's on doing the things, and she's on the Call of Duty things, but she's also on, like, they do like these, she's on these knife things. So she does, like, they do the Call of Duty, like with the pew pew stuff, but she's also on like these teams that do the knife stuff too. So they do Call of Duty, but they also
With
just
knives,
do knives. So she's on these like angel, I forget what it is, like angel team. So she others people that do these angel, I don't know, 7 angels or something. I don't know, that she's also a part of these other teams that they've had her be a part of. So she's on all these different teams. So she's like, you need to change your name so my friends know who you are. So I changed my TikTok thing to Mama Squirrel on TikTok for her, so her friends know. So when I'm on her thing, so I changed to Mama Squirrel. So I'm on there, but I'm on there with her to Mama Squirrel. So it's weird, but that's why I'm Mama Squirrel on TikTok. But I changed. So a little while ago, I went so I can do the TikTok shop stuff on Mama Squirrel. So I've done that. So I do that too.
I'm pretty sure they relate the Mama Squirrel to like Missouri.
I know, but then, so yeah, so
What are we
now
eating?
it's like
Squirrel soup?
random, like Mama Squirrel, like Missouri.
A
But
red one or a
it's
gray?
because of her stuff. But then
That's
now
freaking
she's
awesome, though.
But then now she's been on, and so she hasn't been on a whole lot since she's been pregnant. She's been like off for a little while, so she's been off. So now I've got this fucking TikTok thing of Mama Squirrel that's like random.
It's so weird. I mean, you do whatever you need to do to support your kids.
Right?
And nowadays things are different,
Yeah.
obviously. But it's freaking awesome. I mean, you do what you gotta
It's
do.
fun. Yeah, it's fun.
I don't have any kids that are doing anything on the internet, really. I mean, I've got one. My oldest daughter is trying to do a TikTok thing where she's trying to be like a mom of kids, talking about what you deal with as a mom, which I think is awesome. I support her on it, but
Yeah.
I mean, she's got like 10 followers who are probably
Well, you'll have some of her stuff. I
Almost.
will follow her.
yeah. So I mean, but I think it's awesome. I think I love listening to it or watching it. I just love
It's been fun.
you love your
You do
kids,
what
whatever
you
they're
do.
going to do.
Yeah.
You know, if they want to try something, you want to support them on it.
Yeah. That's it. It's fun, the support from her friends.
It's what's funny
It's
is you
fun.
think about, can you imagine if you were them and your parents were you?
Yeah.
Like, I can't imagine my dad trying to support them on that kind of stuff.
Right?
the hell
My
are
dad
you
would be
doing?
like,
Go
I
get a
don't-
job.
I don't understand
Right?
it. She needs to just fucking get a better
Right?
job.
Well,
Yeah,
it's funny
job.
because her friends just get a kick out of like when Bill and I have been on her things, like watching her do like her stuff when she was on. Like
Tournament things
we'd be
or
in
something.
watching her, and we'd be in just on her little chat thing while she's doing her things, and I get a kick out of just watching her, and I don't really understand it because I can't. Like, I don't watch it fast enough to do, like, I
You
get a
just
kick
go on
out
randomly
of it.
and make a
I'm
comment.
like, woo! She's like,
Good job.
Like, she's,
I support you.
she's like, you know,
She's like,
she's
"No,
shooting
Mom, I just
somebody, like,
died."
killing somebody. Like, I watch it, but it goes so fast, I can't really understand it. But Bill kind of understands it because he plays it and does it. But it goes too fast for me. I'm not coordinated enough to play those
I
games.
just can't even. I had my dad on the podcast
Yeah.
not very long ago.
Yeah.
And we're almost all the way done recording. And my dad goes, "Oh, are you recording this?" I'm like, "Dad, there's a fucking microphone in your face."
Yeah, but you don't know if it's on. You can't.
it on?
There's no light here
Right.
that shows it's
Sure,
on.
whatever.
I was like,
It doesn't say on air anymore.
Yes, it's being recorded
Faker,
right now.
faker.
Yeah, prove it.
Right? Yeah, but her friends just get a kick out of it. Like, oh my God, your parents are on here with us. And her friends like love that we go on to watch her, they like can't
You're
believe
like, we're not really watching.
that we're on there.
We
And
just
I'm like,
randomly put comments
I'm
on
like,
so it makes it look
you
better.
were like,
I'm
no,
like, where's that stinking emoji I'm looking
yeah,
for?
we're just on there. Yeah, we're just on there like to support her. Like I don't care what she like. I don't understand it, but I don't. I mean, I don't know. I'll give my free Amazon Prime follow bullshit whatever to follow her on it. Whatever. Okay, whatever. I don't understand it, but she's making money on it.
Yeah.
I'll follow her. Whatever.
That's if she's to the point where she's making money doing
Yeah.
it,
Something
that's
right.
freaking awesome
Yeah.
because it takes a lot of work.
It's weird. I don't understand it.
But it's the same as being the bleacher parent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when the kids were playing sports.
because
you're
I
just
was
like, man.
that mom.
I mean, we're going, and you do as a parent, and then you have kids that are in the community that you go with, and we're just like, well, we're going to their game, even though our kid's not playing
Yeah.
or whatever. So you're going to that stuff, and that's, I think we're like
I was that football mom. I was the.
But honestly, I mean, I think a lot of kids nowadays, their goal in life is to make money doing something on the internet. And they don't realize how much work it is and how hard it is to get there.
Yeah.
So if you've got a kid that's doing it,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Yeah, it's crazy.
I mean, because honestly, they've probably worked harder than most kids.
Yeah, it's crazy.
To
I
get
don't
there.
I don't understand it, but I'll
And
support
maybe
it.
maybe their work is trivial. I mean,
Yeah.
they're playing video games and freaking,
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe once in a while showing half a boob on the fucking internet.
All right.
But
No,
whatever.
Bill told her that he watches
Yeah.
porn and
I
has
said, hey, I
OnlyFans,
watch way
so
too
he
much
can't
porn.
He's like,
Don't
if I
you be on
find you on
that.
OnlyFans,
Yeah.
you
He
are
told
no
her-
longer my daughter.
Yeah, he told her. He's
If
like,
you screw up any of my porn, I'm gonna be pissed.
yeah, he told her you can't do porn because I watch
I
it.
can't remember.
You can't screw it up.
Now I can't even eat the pizza.
If I saw one of my daughters on the internet, I'd be
Right.
like,
Yeah. That's he
throw
told her.
up.
He's like,
After I threw up in my mouth,
Yeah.
I'd be like, no, this is.
yeah, he told her you can't because I watch way too much porn. You cannot get on OnlyFans or do porn.
As long as you don't have a foot fetish, you'd never know.
Right?
My youngest daughter, me and her joke all the time because I'm like, maybe you just need to sell some foot pics once in a
Right?
while.
Something. Yeah.
But I think it's hard because your kids, as you're raising them, you're like, you want to prepare them for their future. Like, hey, work hard and earn money and you'll get what you want.
But
kind
the
of thing and
future's
stuff.
different now than it
Oh,
was when
so
we were
different.
kids.
Man, it is crazy what's out there as far as jobs go. And
There's
you
so
couldn't
many
even-
more options and things now
Yeah.
than there was when we were kids.
With one of Gavin's
The
roommates
drugs are
up there.
different.
That's for
He
sure.
he graduated in
It was a while
2020?
ago, yeah.
and the girl that they're living with right now. She graduated the year before, so she's making $80,000 a year programming games.
Yeah.
And they're not even 23 years old.
Isn't that
What
weird?
the fuck?
It was so.
Yeah.
Gavin, his son, he moved up to Seattle area with his buddy and his friend, and their little sister, this girl that he's talking about. And I told Gavin, I said, "So who's sleeping with the girl?" And he's like, "Nobody."
What are you
And I
talking
was like,
about?
"Somebody's gonna be sleeping with that girl." And he's like, "No, she's just our friend." And I was like, "No, you
Yeah.
can't live with a girl and not think about sleeping with her." I was like, or at least thinking of her as a little sister. So you're going to end up protecting her. I said, one way or the other, she's going to end up being like a thing. And he's like, no.
That's not how it works, Carlos.
They're like 1 month in now. So we're waiting to see what happens.
Mhm.
Her
Huh.
boyfriend.
We talked about
Oh, her boyfriend moved in.
Yeah.
There you go.
yeah. We talked about who moving in and sleeping with the girl.
Yeah, you can't. That's how me and my wife got together.
Yeah.
I was
Oh, you
staying
talked about
in
that
their
already?
house
You
all the
moving
time.
in,
And then,
moving in and sleeping with somebody.
yeah.
Yeah. You. I
Yeah.
moved it. Yeah.
You did
Yeah.
that?
We moved in and sleeping with you. Yeah. Yeah.
That was her plan
Way
in
of
the
the world.
first place, dude.
Yeah.
She's like, I
Oh,
bet if I
well.
stay the night a couple times, he'll sleep with
Had
me.
it all planned out. Probably documented that shit in the diary
She said-
somewhere.
I bet you if I get, pretty sure she did the hair
Oh.
flick. I bet you if I do this a few times.
So,
Oh.
what are we watching for Minnie tonight?
Oh man.
It
Oh
works.
shit.
It works.
We've been talking for a long time, so I probably need to end this, or people aren't going to listen to the end.
So where are we at?
Oh, yeah, we've been talking for like 3 hours, dude. This is a long
Shit.
That's a good one.
I know. But I did figure out you can listen to podcasts on like 1.5 speed. It does not sound like chipmunks. It sounds pretty much normal, and it makes it way faster. So, if episodes are too long, try that.
With a good drink.
Oh, anyways, Kara, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Bill, thanks for showing up halfway through.
You know what?
Oh,
That's
yeah.
the way of the world.
We talked
Gotta
shit
do it.
about you for a little while,
That's good.
All right.
but you won't know about it until this airs.
I
Yeah,
know.
that's the best part.
1 second. I mean.
Never. Yeah, you won't know. You just have to watch and see.
Mostly, I just
Follow.
talk shit about you trying to fuck my business up.
Yeah.
That's good. Just run up the cones. Drag
Oh,
them down the road.
No, I went out there and threw them down the fucking road.
This morning, yeah.
Yeah, at 6:15 this morning, I had to swerve around them to get in the driveway.
Hmm.
So I just immediately got out of my truck and moved them
Good job.
50 feet down the road.
The
so they
next
weren't out of the
fucking
way.
lane over.
I know, it's just it's one of those things we got to be there to make the road nice to ride on. Because people are like, I hate
No,
those
you're
bumps."
making it worse.
You're making it worse.
It was nice before you started doing all these patches.
This part was.
I don't know whose idea this is. I feel like it's just like, oh, we've got fucking $50,000 that we have to spend before the end of
Right.
the year. Let's do
You
it.
should give him somebody's cell phone number.
Mhm.
No, I'm too lazy to call him. It wouldn't do any good. If I did call him, it'd be when I was drunk, and it wouldn't make any sense.
Hmm.
Yeah, but it might be
Shut
funny.
up, man.
Yeah. But no, I really appreciate you being on the show.
I appreciate you having me.
I love you guys coming in, and you guys have been awesome supporters of the store,
Thank
and good friends and fun to
Thank
hang
you.
out with.
I appreciate you.
Inspirational
Appreciate you.
what you do.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love that you have basically spent most of your life supporting veterans and giving them something to do and trying to keep them with a positive mindset. And that's awesome.
Appreciate your support.
And I like the fact that our lives are very similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah. So like I said, we've talked too long. I don't want to keep people too long. And I hope you've had fun.
Yeah. Definitely.
Bill, I'm glad you were able to make part of it.
Yeah, for
I heard
the
you
last
were
5
kind of
minutes.
butthurt about not being able to hang out with us all day.
Yeah. How to figure out Fridays.
Yeah. You're just calling sick.
Right?
You
How am I going to mess up your road?
You
if
work
I'm
for the
calling in
state, you get paid either way. Isn't that how it works? Yeah.
Something like that. Soon.
Anyways, Mike,
Yes, sir.
glad you were able to come hang out.
Me too.
I
Thanks
feel
for
blessed.
lunch. Right?
Yeah, right on.
It's like Bert and Ernie.
Yeah, where
The
are we
whole
at?
thing.
Where are we at?
Dude, if people talk to me and Mike outside of this, they'd be like, you guys suck outside of the podcast.
Nuh-uh.
No, we say like 5 words to each other.
You guys are like the best people ever.
Yeah, but we don't. In our
It's-
private lives,
like
It's
two
the
peas in
quality
a pod.
time.
yeah, we hang out. We'll say like 2 words and giggle, and then you won't hear another thing for
Like,
an hour.
Hey, did you see
No.
that? He's like, yeah.
We
I
go,
know. We have been with you guys together a few times.
we go in the woods and we hunt and listen to podcasts, and we won't say anything for like an hour and a half.
Just listen.
We're just laughing at the same jokes. and then we go camp together or whatever we're doing. There's literally like 50 words said.
It's great.
Sometimes that's all you need.
But usually if we get drunk together, that's pretty entertaining.
It
Okay.
is.
Which is usually me being drunk and Mike just hanging out.
Laughing. I love entertainment. I love to laugh.
There you go.
And I have no filter, so.
I like it.
All right. Well, anyways, I better call this a quits for the night. Thank you for coming
Okay.
on. I appreciate it. I hope you had fun.
Did?
And Bill, I'm glad you were able to make a part of it.
Yeah, fantastic.
I might have to have you on again by yourself.
Perfect. Yes.
So you can
No.
talk shit about Kara.
What?
Yeah.
But make sure
You can
it's
tell me
after
how
I've listened
things
to this
really
one.
went.
How it really goes.
Yeah. Now let me tell you the real story.
What?
You can tell me about all those strippers that you fucking met before you met her.
Oh, shit.
All right. But no, I hope everybody has a good weekend.
I thought we were friends.
We are friends. We're the best.
Oh, yeah.
That's what guys say when they're all together.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Anyways, we'll call it good for the week. I hope everybody has a good one. Until next time, you guys enjoy the week.